What up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with multi-platinum, two-time Grammy nominee, writer, composer, producer, engineer, my favorite artist, motherfucking legend, Nox Beatz. Nox, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming here. Absolutely.
It's our pleasure, man. So you grew up in Weymouth. What was the first song you memorized every word to?
First song I memorized every word to was Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Yeah, no. Well, now, like, as of now, that's definitely leading the race. The first one, damn, dude. Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
That was an important one. I had the Fisher, dude, I had the craziest story. So I had a Fisher-Price radio at the time, and, like, I should be, like, probably, by the way, I'm using this fucking shitty condenser. Well, not shitty.
Yeah.
I don't even have another handheld mic, so I'm going to be holding this like this, and it's going to look really fucking stupid, so don't mind me. So I recorded on a Fisher-Price when I was, like, I was probably, like, 4 years old, or, like, I forget how. It was really young, dude. It was a single digit for sure, and I remember, like, just pissing my dad off one day, and he, like, threw the Fisher-Price against the wall, and it smashed everywhere. Shout out to my pops, but, like, I just will never forget that. Thank you for traumatizing me, Mr. Eisner. No, I'm just kidding. No, I love my dad. But, yeah, no, that was the first song. Yeah, for sure.
Word. Now, by the time you were in 7th grade, I know you were already making albums using FL Studio. What was middle school and high school like for you outside of music?
Pretty bad. I was bullied a lot. I just didn't really have, like, friends like that. Like, I had friends, but it was, like, the one kid that, like, played, like, the weird N64 games that, like, no one else played. Yeah, exactly. That's probably why I thought of it. Or, like, Super Nintendo or whatever. Like, I just trading Pokemon cards with, like, one friend. That was it. Like, it was just, like, very, like, besides that, I wasn't, like, one of the cool kids. I would, like, go back and forth. Like, I would have, like, my cool period where, like, I'd be, like, in the in crowd, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, I would, like, the thing is, like, I've always been out of the box thinking a lot. Like, so I'd be, like, I remember, like, in 5th grade, for instance, like, when, like, the word homie was cool all of a sudden, like, everyone was, like, trying to be, like, you know, black or whatever. It's like, you know, wiggers and stuff were, like, becoming a thing in Weymouth High School and suburbia. And, like, I was like, homie, that's a cool word. I would take the texture of the word homie and I'd, like, apply it to everything. So I'd, like, look outside and I was like, oh, it's homie rain, it's homie snow. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So I've always, like, been a little, like, autist with, like, how I'd look at, like, words and, like, look at textures of things, and, like, it threw some people off, and I'd be bullied about that. And, like, no, I wasn't, like, you know, I've always been a big kid, so, like, they wouldn't fuck with me like that. Like, you know, beat me up against a locker. Like, I would fucking choke them out, but they would, like, talk shit, and I'd just be like, oh, fuck you guys. And then, like, right after Columbine, I'll never forget, I, like, threatened to, like, shoot some kid, and, like, I literally got put, like, it wasn't even, like, a legitimate threat. It was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. And it was right after, like, the shooting happened, and, like, I was literally in school suspension for the rest of the year. So my personal life sucked pretty bad, but then, like, the music is what saved it, honestly. Is like, when music came along and I started actually creating music and playing guitar, that was the first thing I ever, like, learned to do. It was, like, a relief, and it was, like, a release from it. So it's always been, like, a saving grace, you know?
I do know. Which games for N64?
I know, come from, like, shooting people, like, oh yeah, back to N64. GoldenEye, speaking of shooting people. Perfect Dark.
Word.
I feel like people don't talk about Perfect Dark enough. That was, like, the superior GoldenEye. Like, it took the GoldenEye formula and, like, applied and made better graphics, and it was, like, I don't know. You look like you're, like, you don't agree.
Well, no, it was slept on. I don't know what Perfect Dark is, so obviously it's fairly underrated.
I don't know your mannerisms. I thought you're like, you motherfucker. DK mode GoldenEye. Fuck off, man.
No.
Perfect Dark was a slapper. Banjo-Kazooie, of course. Diddy Kong Racing, dude.
Oh.
That was that one?
No, I didn't have Diddy Kong Racing.
Bro, I got it out back, bro. I'm about to hook it up after this interview and fucking.
I would love nothing more.
Yeah, I'll challenge you, bro. What was it? Was it like the War Pig one? I don't fucking know. I forget, dude. It's so in the back of my brain, but, like, I was a beast at Diddy Kong Racing. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
So you mentioned in-house suspension. Other than that, were you pretty well behaved? Were you getting good grades through school, or?
Kind of, not really. Like, I just can't really follow rules much, like, when it comes to school, like, being in front of teachers telling me, like, oh, you know, like, 2 + 2 = 4, and everything just became like a regurgitate, especially when it comes to like creative stuff, like art stuff, like most teachers would tell you, oh, you have to do, you know, color inside the lines. I've always thought about like how to color outside the lines, because like why bother coloring inside the lines? Like I've always questioned every type of authority in my life, as far as like any type of like where it's acceptable at least. But yeah, I mean school, nah. I mean I did all right. I went to college and shit, and like I remember like an audio engineer in school, like the guys would tell me like, oh no, you gotta like, you know, have a chain like this. You can't put a reverb on a channel. I think I talked about this in the last interview I did, but I failed it all. I'm like, dude, no, I want to do what I want to do, and that's it. Like, you're not going to tell me what to do. You know, people like the way it sounds, and it's a sound, dude. It's not a fucking formula. The artist isn't like, oh, take that reverb off my insert. Like, no one says that.
Right.
You know, so it's like, why not? You know, so yeah, I guess with like academia, I've never been really one to follow. Like, I respect it, and it's cool to always teach shit to people, but like, I just can't follow for the life of me.
Well, that's one thing that you and I both love about music, is that there are no rules, you know?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Can you recall a moment or moments when you knew this is what you were going to do with your life?
I think coming back to that, like, a couple questions ago with, like, the whole, like, I was bullied in school a lot, and, like, when I started making music, it was, like, people would be like, yo, this is really good. Like, they would, like, all of a sudden take a step away from, like, oh, this is Eisner, the fucking weird kid. And now it's like, wait, this is really good. Like, I got to show you some shit, too, after the interview. But, like, I was doing stuff at, like, 12, 13 that, like, I feel like people, like, didn't grasp yet. Like, I started using FL Studio in 2001. Like, this is way before, like, even, like, who was it? Ninth Wonder was using on the Black Album. He did, remember he used FL Studio. It was like a big moment on the Black Album in 2003.
Fruity Loops days.
Fruit Loops, yeah, exactly. I was on Fruit Loops 3. Wow. And I would go to 8th grade with like these songs I made in Fruity Loops, and they're like, what is this? Like, this is insane, you know? And it got me respect. So I think that's why the music became such a thing for me, because I'm like, you know, it's a way of getting respect, and I'm like able to create freely and just do what I want, and like, why not? You know? So.
Yeah, I guess I should mention, if at any time in the interview you want to play any music, feel free. Obviously, it'll be running through the mics, but we can just replace it with the actual audio file after the fact, man. You know?
Yeah, I have to dig that one up on a drive somewhere. That's that's out back. We'll go through that with a Diddy Kong racing.
Now, was there ever a moment when you thought you were going to quit and get some ordinary-ass job instead?
A little bit. Like, it's always been in the back of my mind, but like, not really. It's funny. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's always kind of been in the back of my mind, but never really. It's like, because like when I first started dating my wife now, her family, I can tell they were just like, this guy doesn't have a job. You know, it's like, and at the time I was making, shout out to Andrea, my wife, I was making like 25 for like a beat, you know, like they'd pay me like $25. I was like 21, 22 years old. And I'd do it for like a gram of weed or something, like, oh, I'm going to do a whole song with you for a gram of weed. Like, I would literally, you know, it was crazy. But like, I would like work at a job, and like these people would be telling me like what to do. It's the whole thing. Like, I can't follow orders like that. I can't like be told like, oh, you're gonna be here by 8 a.m. and like just like working for someone else doing something I don't want to do is always just pissed me off. It's just not my thing. So when it comes to a job, I just, man, this is it, man. Like, you know, and the money just started coming in. I'm like, fuck it, like. I remember like being like 24, and like I set up like a whiteboard in my homie's basement. I was staying with him, and I'm like, I turned into like a business. I'm like, all right, we got this block, this schedule, like, and I started making the schedule of like what we're doing. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, now I have control over it versus like going to a car wash and some guy, like I remember like going, like I worked a car wash when I was 18, and the guy, like I had these shows, I had to do these shows at like Middle East and stuff at the time, like rapping, and the guy was like, what do you think, you're a fucking big shot? Like, don't test me like that. Like, cause I know I'm going to do great things. Like, don't even, like a lot of like these jobs, especially dead end ones, you like get into your psyche and they would like tell you like, you're not going to be shit. And it's like, dude, fuck you. And then I brought that same newspaper I showed you. Well, at the end we could show it on camera or something, but like that same newspaper, I brought the article, and he was like, damn, okay. Like, I need you like at 7 tomorrow. Like, you know, oh, whatever. Like, you know, it's like you could tell he was a little bit like jealous though and envious. Yeah. So I just like a regular job, man. I like a cubicle ass job. I can't. Like, it's not me, man. I'd rather be a homeless bum on the fucking streets, being in a cardboard box, than banging my head against a cubicle. Fuck that. You know?
I would have to agree. In an interview you did 8 years ago, you said you were doing some track downs for T.I., doing some stuff with Big Sean, Shakira, and even submitted a couple tracks with S1 for a Rihanna album. Did any of that stuff end up getting released?
No, not at all. Oh my God, this is on some Narwhal shit. You should keep doing this. Trust me. Oh no, that's good. It's good. Shout out New England Hip Hop.com, which is now defunct. My homie was running that. He works for like a major news station now. My friend Ray, really good dude. Anyways, so at the time I was working. Oh my God, I was in a deal with this like shitty ass label. They signed me to this like really bad contract that like, you know, like, no, I hope this guy's not watching it, but like, I don't know if I'm even still under. I probably legally doesn't even hold up. It's been like a decade, but like this guy signed me this horrible contract, and at the time he was like, "Yo, I'll get you all these placements, bro, and do all these things," and he was just like gassing me the fuck up. So in that interview, I was like, I probably just got off the phone with this guy telling me like, "Oh, we got Shakira and all these things," and at the time I met S1. S1's a homie. I love S1. And like, you know, nothing ever came to fruition with him, but we still respect each other very much and we talk here and there. You know, the placement game, it's such a shot in the dark. Like a lot of these kids nowadays, like they'll send a million loot packs out to all these different like A&Rs and management and all these people with like the hopes of someone just like using it and putting like an 808 and a fucking Nick Mara snare on it. And it's like, you know, it's like, I feel like back then, though, in that interview that you saw from me, I was just like that kid that didn't get it yet. And nowadays, like, there's a million things I could tell you, but I'm not going to tell you any of them because, like, I showed you a track before this started that is a thing, that is going to be on an album, so it means something. But I could tell you, like, a million different things, like, oh, I talked to Kid Leroy's people or whatever. What the fuck does it matter until I have that record? There's no point. So at the time, it's charming watching it back, but like it was a pipe dream at the time, and it didn't quite work out at the time. It was with shitty people, not S1. The other people they sucked, but you know it all works out, and you live and learn, and just keep it pushing. You know.
It was amazing to watch that interview because I could see in you. Not even confidence, it was just solidity. You knew exactly where you were going. And
you have to.
Yeah.
You just have to. I mean, like, I don't know how to like even describe it. It's just like, like especially in New England, man. It's like New England's always been just such a crab in a bucket mentality. Like everyone, like, sadly, I think it's getting better now. More community is coming up, but like, dude, it's like when I like back then especially, it was just like no one cared about anyone else. It was like walking on each other to get an interview or a radio thing, and it's like, dude, we should be pulling each other up and helping each other out. And at the time, I was like, dude, good music is always going to be louder than all that shit. So let's just make good music. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to do me, and whatever happens, happens. And I don't know where I'm going, but like the fact that. Well, yeah, I mean, this is the middle. Like, you're catching me at the middle. Like, I plan on getting to the fucking top. We'll get to that. But, like, this is the middle right now. Like, you caught me in the middle. They caught me, like, in the beginning. This is the middle. And the end is going to be beautiful. So, you know, unless the human race, like, fucking completely gets destroyed in the next 10 years, which the way we're going, I think it might happen. So, like, you know, you might have to do the next interview in, like, an underground bunker. And I'll be hiding out with, like, the MREs.
We'll see if my COVID prediction holds out. I'm predicting that everybody who got COVID, maybe a couple years from now, a few years from now, is going to turn into a zombie apocalypse, and that's how it all goes down. But
yeah, or the vaccine could be either way.
Oh, yeah, vaccine.
I'm bipartisan about it. It's like you don't know the vaccine or COVID doesn't. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what's going on right now. I just like, and I'm not even going to make a judgment call to go on either side. I'm not going to say what side I'm on. But like, respect anyone. If you got the vaccine, if you get the vaccine, I don't give a fuck. When I'm in the store, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, because I'm not wearing my fucking mask anymore. Go fuck yourself. Next question.
Where were you when you watched the 2019 Grammy Awards?
I was here. So I was trying to go at the time. Joyner, like it was a moment for him, and like I was even salty about him. Like, you know what? He brought his mom and shit. And I'm like, do your thing. Ben got nominated himself, so that's why he was able to go as well. But his plus ones were just his video team. So at the time, I was like, dude, I wanted to go so bad because I was nominated for 2 things. But you know what? It's fine. I got really drunk off like 2 bottles of fucking like really expensive wine here with my friend. And I was crying on the floor at the end of the night in like a pool of vomit because I was just like so drunk, and I was like clinging to my wife to help me. That's how my night went.
Oh man, yeah. Just, like crying because Joyner didn't.
No, I thought I was gonna die because I got so much alcohol in me. I probably had alcohol poisoning. It was really bad. It was like 2 full ass bottles of wine, like just chugged it, and it was just like I couldn't handle it, and I pussied out and was in a pool of vomit. Besides that, it was a good year,
Yeah, but a pretty enjoyable experience hanging out and watching the Grammys before you got too drunk, or?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun. I think like I always talk shit about people way too much. I'm just like, yeah, fuck that person. We're gonna win. Fuck them. Fuck them. Like, it's like, dude, just love everyone and just like let good energy speak for itself. But at the time, I was just so like, I get that game face on. It's it's like going back to the sports thing. It's like you like, fuck Lizzo, fuck these people. I don't care. We're gonna win this shit. I think we're up against like Childish Gambino, and he won or something. I'm like, fuck that video. Like, yeah, and that was a genius video. Yeah, very well put together video. I mean, it's different than I'm Not Racist, but like, fuck it, man. Like, you can't be mad at people just for making art. Like, I think the Grammys does have some weird shit going on with the judging process and the voting process. Like, very swindled, it feels like. But, like, I don't know, these guys, like 85-year-old guys get nominated to a committee to fucking vote on a song. They probably don't even know. They're like, oh, this fucking guy, I'm not racist. This guy said the N-word in the beginning, and fuck this guy. Who knows? They don't even know the context of why it was done, So, but yeah, it was a cool night. It was a good night. Besides getting drunk and being in a pool of vomit.
Yeah, I've got mixed feelings about This Is America sometimes. Did you ever hear the song that Childish Gambino, I don't want to say stole. I mean, obviously, we all know music, everybody borrows from everyone. Like John Mayer recently released that song Last Train Home, and it sounds a lot like Africa by Toto. But then I come to find out, I'm like, wow, this sounds a lot like Africa by Toto. But then I looked up the music video, and I start looking at the comments, and I realized a couple of the guys from Toto helped John Mayer write that song. Right. So it's not like he's stealing. But anyways, with This Is America, there's a song that sounds almost identical, very, very similar. The beat's like exactly the same.
What song?
Oh, dude, I can't even remember. I can't. I'm sure I could find it on Google or something.
Let's get a copyright strike, guys. Let's go.
yeah, we'll get you a Grammy.
By the way, the Bieber, one of Bieber's new songs like ripped on that Toto song too. Like same chords, same drums. I think Toto's just having an impact. It probably like helped write it too. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, shout out Toto.
Yeah. Shout out Toto, man. Dude, amazing musicians, man.
Oh yeah.
Amazing musicians.
Oh yeah. You said you and Joyner came up with the idea for I'm Not Racist together. First of all, what a brilliant idea for a song. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it was just like he hit me up. He's like, I have a song, and it's gonna be like about like racism, and originally it was about like just at the time it was like kind of falling in line with the BLM thing, where it was like pointing to the white guy like y'all said some racist shit. Like it was just very like pointing at the white guy, and then like don't get me wrong, there's a conversation to be had there, I guess. But then there's also a conversation on the other side where it's like, why you keep pointing to me when I didn't do anything, So there's 2 sides of it. So I was like, I told Joyner at the time, like, yo, let's go from both sides. Because everyone's just talking about the point to white guy shit. And it's like, yeah, there's a conversation. Like I said, there's a conversation to be had there. But let's conversate the whole thing. Let's look at the whole narrative. That's the thing. Even the COVID talk, everything, I look at both sides. Because you don't want to take a side. You just want to like stand in the middle and be like, all right, this is what's going on, and it's like, kind of like news reporting on both sides. So that's kind of what we did, and we kind of conversated, we felt it out. He conceptualized the rest of the video from there, and then he came and recorded the song. And then I remember like news stations wanted to pull up like a day after it dropped. There was like CNN was like calling us and shit. It was crazy.
Well, it sounds like a lot of the viral nature of that video and the way that song was made, a lot of that credit is owed to you.
Oh, thank you, man.
Now,
yeah, it's all a team effort. I mean, Ben, he has iconic shots of the video and how he did it, and like everyone just is like this puzzle piece that just works so well, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a big chapter in my music career. I love I love the way it all came about. It's just such an organic thing. It was no agenda behind it. There was no anything. It was just like, this is on our mind and this is what needs to be said, you know?
Well, as you know, that's where the good shit comes from a lot of the time. Based on what I know about you, I feel like you're often involved in the songwriting process, possibly helping rappers and singers come up with flows, melodies, and maybe even lyrics. Is that often the case?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be passive about it. Like, I'll just let them do them. Even like an amateur artist, I'll just be like, do you. I want full... Again, it's a coloring outside the line thing we talked about a couple questions back, where it's like, I want you to color outside the line. I want you to fuck up the paper, rip the paper, do whatever the fuck you want to do. You're not supposed to do that. Do it, though, because who knows? We might find something. It's like with your voice, we're turning into like a bass guitar or whatever. Like, that's coloring outside the line. Everyone wants an 808 as a bass. Why? It's a fucking sine wave. That's it.
Right.
You know, so like your voice can be a sine wave at the molecular level. You know, so it's like, it's about that. So it's about enabling that and then correcting it after. So after they're done painting the picture and they're like, look, daddy, here's my picture. You know, it's like a kid coming to you with like a piece of art. That's what it is. It's like, okay, well, all right, let's scan that and let's fix it up. You know, let's do it the way I think it works best. But like, yeah, I mean, you can't really like, there's no right and wrong, honestly, man. It's like, so yeah, it's like when I'm really inspired, I'll chime in, but I try to like just, you know, I'll write songs too, but like I try to enable the artist to be the leader of the pack, and then I'll like, you know, support it from there, you know.
But are there ever times where you make a beat and you say, hey, Joyner, or fill in the blank, hey, whoever, I think this beat could work well for you, and like here's what I was thinking, like for a hook, and you already kind of have like a melody for a hook or like a flow or cadence for a hook, and then they'll run with it?
Sometimes, usually my ideas, like my inherent ideas, are so fucking weird, they don't get it. Like I have to like almost, this is what I'm saying, like I have to almost like cater to what they would do to it. And I'm like, you know, if I'm pitching it to Joyner, I'm like, Joyner, I'm like, I just sound like an idiot. I'm trying to sound like you. Like, you're gonna hear the beat, you're gonna want to do what you want to do. Like, do your thing. Again, there's some artists that are just literally like, I mean, look at some of the pop acts in the world. They just are in a team of writers that just do everything for them. I'm not gonna say names, but like this, I know people in that area, and it's really crazy. It's like, oh, look at that pop star, they did all this, so talented. No, it's all their writers, and they just like, all right, this is what we're doing today, guys. Okay, cool. I've done shit like that, and honestly, dude, I hate it. I've turned down big shit like that, like big ass shit, because I don't want to do that. I want to work with people like the way Billie Eilish has a relationship with Phineas, where they work off each other. It's just them two, and that's it, dude.
It's magic, dude.
Even Olivia Rodrigo and her producer, it's like two people. You can tell they followed the formula. The best shit is always made with like the purest form of what it is, in my opinion. There's some good, well-written songs in the pop sphere with like 8 million people, but do you ever notice it has like this real like Bud Light sound to it, where it just sounds like I don't know, like I feel like the best example of it in a good way is Dua Lipa, where like it sounds really good. Like her shit's put together very well, and I think her team's actually really small. But like that kind of sound, you can always like hear like where like the vocals are all stapled together. No, Dua Lipa's a beast, but like there's a lot of these acts like okay, I don't give a fuck. Madison Bear, shit like that. It's just like, dude, you can just tell it's all stapled together. Producers just all teaming up like, oh, I added that snare, I added that hi-hat, I added that synth line, and it sounds like Toto. It's like, I hate that. I hate when it's just all stapled together. Like, let it form its own mold. Like, I can't stand it. And I think we're coming into an era where like that's going to become less and less, because AI is going to take over music. So I feel like with the way it's going, like in 10 years, AI is just gonna be writing so many fucking bops that people like won't even care to even like have a team of writers, you know, which is even more scary. And we'll elaborate on that later. But
I know, that does scare me with AI. I saw an AI playing classical music, and it was kind of terrifying. It was like the AI was somehow improvising like classical scales, and it was just so beautiful. I'm like, fuck, well, so much for me making a living in this shit. Like, robots gonna take that job too.
It's just like who's gonna have the best server room, like who's gonna have the best quantum computer. So at that point, it's just gonna be a dick measuring contest based on the computer you have.
Listen, guys, this is why you invest in Google right now, okay? They got the best computers.
Yeah, they got.
Go invest. They'll take over Interscope and Sony.
What is it called? They have like not D-Mount. What the fuck is it called? It's like D-Wave. They've had D-Wave on the service for years, and that's quantum computing. So if you look at like Gordy Rose, which owns D-Wave, which is like their servers, and the fact that like they know exactly what you're typing before you type it, that kind of shit. Like Gordy Rose has a company called Kindred AI. Kindred AI, he came out on a TED Talk like platform about 5-6 years ago, and then at that time, he said that we have AI technology that can literally surpass human beings. And all they get, I mean, Boston Dynamics just has to catch up, make the robot frame for it, and there will be shit that like is Terminator level stuff that will beat us. They have the ability of that, and it's like we're just telling like, all right, just make sure the gate's locked, guys. And it's like that's scary to me, to be honest with you. So that's why I said, going back, even more questions. Let's see in the next 10 years if we don't wipe ourselves out.
Right? Yeah.
No. It's so funny. We dive in such like a deep level on every question. Like we talk about like an artist writing a song, and we're like talking about robots killing each other.
Robots killing everyone.
But
hey, that's great, man. That's my favorite way to talk. Would you care to mention any specific songs in which you helped an artist like come up with a flow or a melody?
Damn, dude. I'm trying to think. Like, what's one that, like, really wasn't... Oh, my God. I mean, usually, like, all right, like, if there's an artist that doesn't really know how to, like... A rapper that doesn't know how to sing like that, you know, that's, like, kind of rare nowadays. But, like, when it's, like, a rappy rapper, they'll, like, rap. The thing is, people don't realize when they're, like, rapping, like, talking like this. That was a note I just did. This. Like, that it could be a scale, and then whatever beat you're in needs to attend to that scale. So, like, that's, I don't know a song notably that, like, a lot of token stuff. Like, he knows what he wants to. Like, he'll be rapping in Mixolydian all the time, like Mixolydian scale, and it's beautiful because that's why we have such a cohesive sound, because I love Mixolydian. So like he'll be like kind of like doing like I wish the keyboards were on. No, they're not. Like he'll be rapping with the bass note, and he'll be in mix like a major third. So I love that. So I try to guide those kind of things. I'm trying to think of examples.
Feel free to turn the keyboard on if you want to.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's all good. I don't know specifically what. I think it's in like a little of everything I touch. I will help here and there, but like a specific moment or a line, dude, there's so many, man. I don't even know. Honestly, it's like anything you hear from me, I probably help somewhere. It just depends on what it is, you know?
Joyner's got that raspy quality in his vocals in most every song. Is that something that he has every time he hops in the booth, or does he do vocal exercises like a vocal fry to pull that out of his voice?
Just him, dude. Yeah. Just him. So to be blunt, I don't track him anymore. He's my homie still. I stopped tracking him like 2 years ago. So everything from ADHD forward, I haven't really touched much. We just started talking again to like work together again. But the last time I was really in control of his stuff was probably ADHD back. From that era when I was tracking him all the time. Yeah, I mean, like even when I just said, like it's naturally in like our voices. I feel like it's like the tired rapper. It's like, you know, he just wakes up, he's like, you know, whatever. Right. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's anything like really like that. I know his voice has definitely changed because like even since I stopped tracking him, there used to be a different fry to his voice than there is now. I hear his voice now; it's very raspy, like Zima and all that stuff I'm hearing. So I think it's just naturally, dude. I don't think there's really anything to it. Even when I first started working with him, it was like really like no rasp almost. It was like you can actually sing with like not as much rasp. It just matter of just blowing your fucking vocal cords enough, and you just have so many calluses on your goddamn larynx, and then you fucking and it's a cool rapper thing though. It has a cool texture to it. But yeah, I will be working with him again very shortly. We've been talking a lot. Just been busy, man. It's like someone like him. He needs shout out to his dude Leo now. So he needs someone to kind of be there at the helm constantly to always work with him. And I'm working with two of the other hottest artists out here, and it just to balance that, it was causing a lot of tension at the time. And I'm like, you know what, it's therapeutic. But we're coming back around. We're gonna be working again, and I'm excited to see what we do because I think there's some really cool shit. I'll show you after some of the stuff I got going. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. I can't wait for that. I bet a lot of people listening don't even know you also release your own music under the name Nox Beatz. Do you have plans to release more Nox Beatz songs where you're rapping or singing?
Yes, I do. I've been almost waiting for the music industry to become climatized to what I want to do. Because I'm so
Early to the party.
Yeah, all the time. And it's like, I look at like someone like an MIA with Paper Planes. Like, she was so ahead of hyperpop, so ahead. And she had a huge following. I mean, I'm glad that Travis Scott brought her on franchise, but like, she was so ahead to the point where people forget her name in that conversation. They're like, oh, well, Charlie XCX is the hyper. I don't know if you're familiar with hyperpop.
A little bit, actually. You introduced me to some hyperpop. You had turned me on to some. You told me some different albums to listen to.
Love hyperpop. It's amazing. I love it so much. I just think it's like such like the next revolution of music, where it's like just taking everything that was cool before and just flipping it on its head and being like, all right, I'm gonna make it not cool to you, and like, gonna challenge the way you think a little bit. Right. It's just you gotta just destroy it. It's coloring outside the lines. That's why I don't like always following rules. It's like it always gets broken. Always does. It doesn't matter when it comes to creative shit, at least. And even not creative shit. I mean, right now, aren't they like finding out like dark matter and like they're rewriting like Einstein's theory of physics and shit right now? Like whatever the hell it is. Like I literally saw an article like the other day that like I think Russell Brand covered it or something on his podcast of how like what is it, theory, there's a fucking name for it, how come I can't think of it? It's like Einstein's theory of relativity isn't like the same. It's like actually something else. Like,
oh really? Huh.
You want to talk about a line? Like that's a fucking line.
Right.
It was a theory though. It's just like germ theory. Germs are a theory. It's not even a fact. It's not a law. It's fucking wild. It's like you gotta wash your hands. It's a theory, bro. So that's the thing. Like, so we're coming back around to my music. That's the thing with me in interviews, dude. I dive so deep. It's like,
I fucking love it.
Yeah, I'll come back up to the surface eventually. But like, yeah, with my music, I just have been waiting to be climatized to it. It's unfortunate. I'm 33 now, and I feel like, we've dealt with so many things with like, racism, which is good. Like we've progressed a lot to like realize don't be a piece of shit. Don't treat, I got a couple pounds on me. Don't treat fat people like shit. I grew up like when I was young, it was like, yo, look at that fucking, I'm not even gonna say the word, but like treating gay people a certain way or whatever. Like there's been so much evolution of acceptance. And I think the last thing is ageism. And I think that's like they look at some people like when they're over 30, like, oh, you're old and dusty. I'm like, dude, you have no fucking idea. I'm sharper than, no one says that to me, but it's like, I feel like people think that. Like I thought that when I was 20, like, oh, when I'm 30, I'm gonna be like in the grave. It's like, no, dude, I'm sharper than I ever was. Like, fuck out of here. Like, I'm telling like my 12-year-old nephew about like, oh, this new music coming out. Oh, I don't even know about that. It's like, so it's like you can't really. I think ageism's a big thing, and I'm waiting for that to get tackled because, you know what I saw? Those two old guys rapping, the two white old guys. What the hell was their name? It was like a viral thing recently. They did drill. Do you know what I'm talking about? What the fuck is it? Hold on. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like I want to see this shit. Where it's like two old white guys doing drill, and it's like this is what I'm talking about. Like. Let's blow down the barrier of ageism, where it's like, oh, you got to be a 16-year-old kid to be a star. dude, like, you can make amazing shit at any age, honestly. Like, it just, yeah. So, not to say I'm not old, but I want to overcome that because I feel like by the time, like, I take over with my wave, I don't want to just become that producer like a Dave Pensado where I'm just like, I'm older and I'm just a producer or an engineer sitting there turning a fucking knob like, I endorse this EQ. Oh, look at the knob. The knob is so good on it. Like, dude, it's so much more than that to me. Yeah. I want to like make like musical revolutions. Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Old white guy drill.
Sometimes I wish I was like 65 years old because I know that there's going to be an old ass rapper that comes out and he's going to go viral. You know, some like 70-year-old rapper.
Pete and Boss. Do you know Pete and Boss? 7 million views, 2.3 million. I mean, these guys like literally shirtless and everything. Like, this is blowing the door off that shit. Yeah, world star, and people fuck with it. Like, that's amazing to me. You know, like, I want to see this. Like, it's crazy, dude. Like, that's the thing, and it's got good like ratio, and I think that needs to be encouraged more because it's like, I see a lot of people hating on like even Joyner. Like, I saw people commenting like back when he had like a Tory Lanez thing. It wasn't even a real beef, by the way. That was like just a having fun thing. It was sparring, but like or anyone like, oh, you're over 30, bro. Who cares, dude? Like, it's a fucking number, dude. Like,
yeah, it doesn't matter. And I think that's changing a lot. And another thing that I think the stigma is changing, but I also think that with the advancement of technology and the more we learn about nutrition, age is going to become less of a thing because we're going to depreciate at a slower rate. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, with stem cells and stuff like that. Unless, again, we all die in 10 years. But I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with the robots and whatever. COVID. But yeah, so come all the way back down to the surface level question of, yes, I do plan on releasing music, but I just want the world to acclimatize more to open creativeness because my form of music I want to put out isn't even like the rules of music theory. It's like I want to break through that. It's a music theory, bro. Yeah. That's why I fuck with Jacob Collier because he like fucks with music theory in a theory way. Yeah. Like he's able to like write it out. Like he like tunes his piano where his B's 14 cents flat. And that's actually proper tuning. It's not equal temperament. Yeah. Like that's
yeah, his music is trippy when you're sober. I listened to him on mushrooms one time, and that was like almost a little scary. I was like, I gotta like step away from this.
It's so properly done to the point where it's like I can only take like a few doses of it, and I have to step away. Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, dude, it's like it's so much. Like again, genius, but like it's so rich, man. It's like drinking a beer that's like really rich. It's like that was good beer, but like let me get like a fucking Heineken or some, you know, or some other beer. I don't fuck with Heineken, but like, you know, like
Guinness all day. But
I fuck with Guinness. You know, I have to hop back on the stouts and stuff too. Like I love like whatever. We'll talk about what the fuck with yeah, I plan on releasing more music. Fucking
live performances. Do you think you'll ever like do live performances and perform songs like "Son of a Gun" or like "Words in Your Mouth"?
I want to, man. I want to.
I'm buying fucking tickets.
Fuck yeah, man, dude. I'd love to have you pull out, man. I want to do that shit, man. I want to become more of an artist for sure. Again, I just kind of want the climate to. The thing is, my whole thing is like I've always been catering to the other artists I've been working with more than myself. But that's about to start changing a little bit because I definitely want to start putting stuff out. I have so much shit in the chamber. It's just, again, the climate. I'm waiting for the climate. And I think we're right there, with Hyperpop at the Realm. I want to start really branching out, doing live shows and doing stuff like that. But, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely planning on it. Definitely within the scope of like a year or two. Awesome. Of like doing a full run. When I fully go in though, it's going to be a run. It's not going to be like me just like tiptoeing like, you know, I want to do it the real way. I don't want to just like be a fucking in and out artist. But yeah, I don't know. There's a charm about like right now where like I put those songs up and I'd even like advertise it and do anything. So the people that do comment and like find them, it's like a little buried treasure. It's like, oh, look at this song. Like, it's like there's something about like the rarity of something where it's like really, like my SoundCloud, right, is buried. But there's a song on there with like 2,000 plays. I never ever like told anyone to play it. I don't play it. Yeah. like 2,000 organic plays hit it, and those 2,000 or a couple hundred comments on it are like, yo, this is like fucking amazing. It's like so pure. There's something beautiful about that to me too.
And it is amazing. Let me just say right now, 2,000 plays, that might sound like nothing. That is not easy to do. For all the people out there listening, I mean, that is 2,000 times people went in out of their way to click your song. Yeah, right. I mean, I guess you could just leave. I was just say you could just keep hitting refresh on your page. But I'm talking about actual. That is not easy to do.
Well, you know what's funny is that my YouTube, I had like beats on there from years ago that had like hundreds of thousands of plays. I took them, I deleted them.
Why?
Because people were stealing the beats. Oh. And they were like saying like, you know, it's just a Nox beat. It became, my brand became watered down instantly just by having stuff up that was like 300,000. As much as people are like, what do you mean? That's like more views, right? People look at numbers way too much. They don't understand energy is quantified outside of just numbers. Numbers are just a man-made thing. Right. Again, it's kind of a theory in its own right. It's you know, what the fuck is a number? Really, you're like quantifying something that. Whatever. But yeah, like point being is that I deleted those videos because I don't want people jacking my beats and like taking them and whatever. So I just hopped on BeatStars recently, but I'll put up like a beat like every month or two. I don't like to be the guy putting up a beat, free beat today, because you instantly become that guy. You're that guy now. Now you're doing reviews on your YouTube about like, look at this guitar pedal with the knobs. And you have this weird like ukulele music in the background. And fucking fuck that. I don't want to do that. I want to make weird ass shit that not even weird because it's not weird. It's like it's just what I want to make, and no one's gonna tell me what the fuck to do. And that's it. That's all it is. It's just outside the lines constantly. So even like the formula of like hype and societal pressure to be a number getter and a clout chaser, like no. You know how many times I could have posted up with a Lambo or at like Chris Brown's house, like yo, like no. Fuck that. I hate that shit. I've always hated that shit because, dude, it doesn't mean shit. These people are fucking human, dude. It's like, leave them the fuck alone and just be you and just make beautiful shit and don't chase a fucking number, man, all the time.
Oh, God. I don't mean to kiss your ass, but like, you're such a wholesome dude, man.
Thank you, man.
And that is like absolutely.
You too, man.
Thank you. That is like absolutely one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to come here and interview you, because I knew that just from, you know, the few interactions we have had. And yeah, a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people won't reinvest into the community and shit. But that is what it's all about. And I love that you mentioned energy. Like, there are a lot of currencies, you know, like money is, of course, a currency. Like, I think time, in a sense, is a currency. But on some hippie shit, I think energy is a currency, too, and perhaps the most valuable, you know.
And what's currency, even? Like, it's like a store of value really based on energy. It's like how much energy you put into something. Even a crypto is based on energy input. It's like how much energy does those computers take to quantify the calculation to make the crypto. So it's everything's energy. Energy is ultimately just the source of everything, really. It's atomic structure. So like I look at that and I just don't want fake ass energy. I don't want like, you know, like robots doing the work to get numbers up. Like that's fake energy. That's energy I didn't contribute. So it's like being like, I mean, again, I'm not the most fit guy in the world, but like it's like some guy like, you know, even way worse off than me, like superly morbidly obese guy, like getting atomic like atomic arms and legs and be like, I'm so strong. I got these fucking, you know what I'm talking about? Like those metal fucking limbs. Right. You're like, I can punch a hole through this wall now. But what if those arms break? And what if that's what the fake clout shit is? Because as soon as you just take all those fake shit numbers away, fake whatever, and people even the real numbers of people that like invest in seeing someone do a viral skit, like, oh, I drank bleach and I got millions of views. Like, look, I went viral, dude. I went viral. That's not viral. You're killing the viral, whatever's viral in you with the bleach. But like, point being is like, it's fucking weak. Because the next video you do with like your real music or whatever, it's going to have like maybe 1,000 plays, maybe, and that's coming off the strength of that's a guy that drank bleach on camera. Okay, like that's like the anatomic arms factor I have. Right. So I would rather sit there and build muscle on top of the creative foundation I have. Yeah. And that muscle, it takes time to build muscle. It takes time to build that stuff, but it's actually part of you. and you become really strong yourself. So like, if one person I really love Kendrick. It's like, you look at him, he hasn't dropped in like 4 years or whatever, like since Damn, like he's like, fuck this, like I'm gonna go like chill with my wife and like do my family shit, and like you guys can piece the fuck out for a little bit. You got my albums, you're gonna love it, you're gonna keep listening to it, and then when I want to come out and get inspired, I'll do me. I already made my run. Same thing with Lord. She just dropped Solar Power, like that. She didn't drop for so long. Like Billie Eilish kind of took her lane and like just kept like kind of like continued the Lord thing at first with a dark sound. Lord's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do me because I want to be inspired. That's me with my music. It's always been me, my music, my infrastructure. I don't give a fuck about numbers, being this person, being that person. I'd rather be behind the scenes and just enjoying my time making what I make. And if that comes, which I want it to come, I want it to be organic when it does. And you can't force that. So if it never does come or it does come, I'm still happy.
On that note, are there ever days where you wake up and you just don't feel like working on music? And if so, how often does that happen? How do you deal with that?
More lately, for sure. I think it's because I have a daughter now. So, like, there's something, like, the energy of having a kid, knowing that that kid's going to be around when you're dead. And she's, like, this data bank of, like, what I'm teaching her. There's something beautiful about that. It's like that, like, there's input of, like, putting notes into a computer and making music. That's a data bank of my ideas. But, like, you have a living organism that's a data bank of your ideas and what you're giving her and it's instilling value in someone. So that's more important in music, for sure, is my daughter. Everything else can take a backseat, even my own personal health too, because I eat like shit. I eat pizza and drink beer. I do get fit here and there. I flip-flop. I drop like 50 pounds in a year and gain it back because I'm like, I'll go hard in the gym for a month and I'm like, oh, fuck it, I got to go in this album now. So I've neglected my personal self for music. So music, I would say, probably comes second to my daughter. So there's days, it's just when I'm spending time with my daughter, really. And then when I'm not, then it's probably music. Do
you like work through it though? If you wake up, you're like, oh, I really don't want to. I don't feel like doing this stuff.
No.
Like, you'll take some time for.
I'll wait. I'll tell them to wait. I'll tell whoever to wait. You can fucking wait. I gotta be inspired, bro.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of people that just say, "Oh, work through it, work." They all say that. And don't get me wrong. There's been times I've done that and I've made cool shit, but like, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't think I can go back to one thing I've made that I really like. I never was like, oh, I was tired when I did that. Like, I don't think I ever can say that. So why am I going to do that? Like, I want to sleep, dude. Sleep. Yeah. I'll sleep fucking, dude. People, I hate like the anti-sleep people. Like, get up, hustle. You got one life. Like, yeah. You know what's funny? I like have a personal connection to Gary Vee too. Not myself, but like one of my first clients ever, they came up with Gary Vee. Then Mount Ida College. He went to Mount Ida College. Okay. So my shout out B&E. They like know Gary Vee personally. So I love what Gary Vee does, but the mindset of like, yo, like, who's like,
grind, bro? I fucking grinded.
Yeah. Dude, it's like, come on, man. It's like you want to talk about energy? Like, it got to be good energy, man. It can't be just like this, like just like half energy where I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'll grind hard. Like even in the Billie Eilish video Token just put out with the behind the scenes. Like I'm drinking Red Bull. Like I get tired. Like
I got it. But sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. Everyone gets tired, man. I mean, I have Lyme disease, so I get fucking tired. Like I get affected by it a lot. Shout out like super holistic regimen I take every day. Liposomal vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. I take all kinds of like all organic shit too. What do I take? I take turmeric. Damn, what else do I take? Ginger? I do take ginger. I take a whole bunch of shit. I just can't even think of it all of it right now. But anyways, I take that. I take TRS, which chelates your body from heavy metals. So I take that every single day because Lyme disease sucks. So sometimes, you have to fight through being tired, of course. But, like, that's when I'm on one. Like, I want to do it. Like, when I'm just tired and I don't want to make music, I don't fight it, man. Like, it's something's telling me not to do it, don't do it, Like, when I got all these keyboards behind you, like, in the past week, that week, I really didn't want to make music. I got all these keyboards, and I'm like, I can't even do it right now.
Exhausted from setting it up. You gotta do all your research.
Well, that was easy. Being that lazy, like, oh, this keyboard. It's like you set up the tripod. Like, ah, dude, I'm done. Like, leave the camera there. Like, I feel you. But no, I just try. You gotta be organic about it, man. It's like that's. I remember like seeing videos of the Beatles back in the day, and they would just like shoot the shit and conversate in between songs. And I remember one of the comments I saw in one of the videos, like, how do these guys get anything done? But dude, they did plenty of shit. They did records upon records upon records. Yeah. So it's about just like naturally letting it flow. I don't like enter any session with Token or whoever I'm working with. I don't enter a goddamn session being like, oh, we got 10 hours, like, punch in the clock. Like, it's not like that at all. There's times I'll tell Token and be like, yo, let's take a ride for an hour and just listen to music and like, let's get inspired. Yeah. Let's, soak in some of the sunlight and breathe fresh air. Being in a fucking studio cooped up with fucking dust flying around, no, it's just something caustic about that I don't like. I mean, it's a vibe for sure, but it's like it can get caustic quick.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll get into more of that with Token stuff in a minute. I
see the Token. That's why I started saying Token. Dude, you fucking write your questions like Eminem writes verses. It's like, you ever see his notebooks where it's like a circle and shit? It's like a Fibonacci sequence of words. It's like, what is going on here?
I was pretty meticulous, man. I made a list and then I rewrote it. I deleted the questions that I decided I didn't need because I was like, there's no way I'm going to ask all these bitches in 2 hours.
Like a star up there?
The stars are the ones I really wanted to ask.
Okay. I don't know. There's a code to this. Okay, I'm decoding.
Yeah, there's some code. But yeah, then I broke it down into sections. But cool. Anyways.
I fuck with that.
I've seen you talk about hashtag credit creatives on social media, and I definitely feel the same way, man. Sometimes people love a song just for the beat and the mix, and they just tolerate the vocals, but no one even knows who made that beat. And half the time, when you click show song credits on Spotify, the producer's name isn't even there.
Yeah, I've been a victim to that a lot. Shout out E1 for not putting my fucking credits on the goddamn Between Somewhere album or anything. Yeah. They also owe me my fucking back royalties. Those fucking, I mean, they're good company. I can't. They're owned by BlackRock, so they got all the money in the world now. So pay my fucking royalties. Anyways, so yeah, man. I mean, like that shit's a fucking headache. I think in hip hop, it's a problem. It's something about hip hop. Like pop, it's really not like that as much. I find pop, they'll be like, if they don't want to credit you, they'll be like, all right, here's a fat fucking check. Like, you're a ghost producer now, especially the EDM community. At least they'll, like, pay you right up front. I know a couple people that have been in that space. Hip-hop, they're like, dude, you can make the beat. If you don't have, like, a tag or, like, you're not, like, again, some clout, it's almost like the fake energy gets rewarded more. So, like, you have your guys out there, like, posing in front of, like, a leased car, with the Mercedes logo behind them, like, dude, no. It doesn't even have anything to do with making a fucking beat, dude. All right, like people chase the money. Like why is that the energy? Just the money of it. It should be the music. But that seems to get rewarded with credits more than not. So I think that's why I've been a victim of that because I've been very in behind the scenes, behind the cut. I haven't really been the guy to be like, hey, I did this. Hey, I did that. I'm like, I'll put it on my profile. If you find me, you find me. And that's fucking beautiful. So I know like my 4,400 followers on Instagram are genuinely fucking with me. Like I know for a fact. So credit creatives, it just needs to be something that gets instilled more. I will fight for shit. Like if it becomes a problem with any artist or anything, I will say something. I have my manager now. Shout out Matt. He will hit up motherfuckers. He will break down walls for me to have the right credit. But it's funny. It's like I'm not even going to say the record or the artist, but there's been lately I've done records that I got credit on that like a big producer did the following record and didn't even get credit on. So that's good. And like I'm working with this guy, Aaron Cartier. I don't know if you follow him at all. Bro, I got to put you on to Aaron Cartier, bro. He's the truth. Yeah, he's actually, he comes up with Dylan Brady. You know who Dylan Brady is? 100 Gex, Hyperpop.
No, but you mentioned his name once.
So 100 Gex is like this hyperpop group. Like they do hyperpop, but like very creative, awesome musical duo. And they do some really cool hyperpop kind of shit. And they fuck with Dylan Brady from that group. has produced for Aaron Carter. That's how I found him. And we found him on social media, and I had my boy Kyle hit him up because we're working on some packs. I'm like, hit him up. And then Aaron Carter actually responded, and because Aaron Carter doesn't have a huge following, he will, mark my words, that guy is going to have a huge following. I respect the fuck out of what that guy's doing. Completely breaking every line and every rule in the book, and it's beautiful. But like, he credited us on a post he just put us right there, tagged us in that bitch. It wasn't about clout. It's not about like, yo, this guy has millions of views, or he's verified with that stupid blue tick. Like, oh my God, don't get me started on the blue tick, man. Fuck. Like, it's like, I feel like I don't get seen by some people in inboxes because I don't have the blue tick. I do admit, I scroll through my shit and see who has a blue tick that saw me. But it's like,
Who doesn't?
yeah, I mean, who doesn't? But like, I won't like not react to someone that doesn't have a blue tick. Like, fuck the blue tick, man. Fuck blue ticks.
Fuck blue tick, as long as you got blue faces behind that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. I mean, here's the thing, man. It's like the most powerful people in this goddamn world don't get credit. They don't. Like, for instance, right? So everyone thinks like Biden's like the most powerful person or something. Like, you said it. Exactly. That's the center of the fucking you motherfucker. Look at the central bank.
You motherfuckers.
Yeah, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers. Rockefeller Medicine runs our entire medical industry. This is facts. These are just written in.
Tonight, man. You might mysteriously commit suicide.
No. I'm not saying anything that isn't known. If I said like, you know, their fucking address or something of their Jacob Rothschild's house, I think, yeah, maybe it's a problem. Again, these people run the fucking show, but most people don't know who the fuck they are. Right. You ask fucking Karen soccer mom across the street, like, you know, loan her minivan full of groceries, like, you know, do you know who Jacob Rothschild is? Like, what? You don't have a mask. Get away from me. Like, dude, people don't know. So, like, credit creatives, yes. But, like, I think, like, there also is a value, again, of being the guy in the cut, making a fucking check or not, just having love in that space and being a cultivator of that is enough for me. So, I do agree. Credit the fucking creatives, people. Credit your producers, credit your engineers, especially mix engineers. I don't know why in hip hop you never see mix by. Like there's a slot for that on Spotify. Credit the fucking mix engineers, man. God damn, dude, we have to sit here fucking, the threshold, the ratio, the fucking attack, the release, like, dude, like, you have to do all this nerdy, goofy shit for, like, 8-10 hours to mix a record. These loop makers will make a guitar loop in 10 minutes. I mean, if time is a currency, why isn't the mix engineer fucking credited? It's insane to me. Yeah. So, yeah, credit creatives, for sure.
Unless they don't take they might even take the loop off Splice, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah, and the Splice guy won't get credit. That guy is not getting credit. Like the Cymatics loop on the Trippy Red Mr. Rage. Like that song, like the Cymatics guy. I mean, they posted up after, like, this is Cymatics loop. I didn't fucking know. Like, I had to follow Cymatics to know that. Right, but, like, if they were more unknown, Cymatics, I wouldn't fucking know. I mean, like, look at, like, someone like Q Beats. Q Beats, like, Murder Beats will credit Q Beats for but using a loop from Q Beats because they work together. But, like, they're way less known. I don't even know if they might be verified. I mean, they have a diamond record that did Travis Scott shit. But, like, dude, like, not a lot of people know who Q Beats is. Right. And they're, like, a duo from, like, some other country. I forget where they're from. But, like, dude, like, that right there is, like, I would say credit creatives, but also, like, if some people just want to fall back and just be, that's the role I've always played. I've always played the fallback guy, just, you know, chilling the fuck out. But I want to hop more into the space of it just to see what's out there. I feel like I'm going to be disappointed if I get like a couple 100,000 followers and I'm like, oh, this is so surface level. Everyone's like, oh, that's Nox doing a cool, goofy beat thing or whatever. Like, I don't want to become that guy. I don't know. It's hard to explain, dude. But, like, yeah, there's a middle to it. So credit people on a song, credit for sure. When it comes to tagging them and shit like that, it really depends. Because some creators are also malicious. Like, there's a producer out there, like, as soon as they get tagged, they're like, yeah, you must tag me now. And they become, like, real, like, righteously egotistical. And it's like, that can happen too. And I think that's why some people don't credit some people, because they get scared of that. Because you start sharing energy of other people, and now you're on the same playing field with them, kind of.
Right.
So now you're part of it in a way, you know, not exactly, but in a way.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. I've never actually thought about that, but it's like back in the day, like you sell a CD. On the CD, it says the producers, the engineers, the songwriters. But nowadays, with social media, if you drop a song and you post that on your story and you want to tag the engineer, maybe you want to tag one of the producers or a guy that was featured on the song, but you don't because you're afraid that he'll be acting a fool on social media about it and doing cringy shit.
Well, that, and also, like, say that engineer, a guy hits up that engineer for work. That guy ends up blowing up, and the engineer blows up with him. And some people are pieces of shit and will just go with that and don't and fuck off. Like, even though you gave them power and credited them. So I think there is a difference. There is another side of the grass with that. I mean, dude, I know people that have gone to be huge hit makers that I was in a basement in fucking, you know, some city in fucking Mass, literally cultivating beats like 10 years ago with, be like, we're going to grind this out and produce and do this together, and I'm going to submit this for a placement, and now they're like with, you know, hit makers, and they not even calling me. Like, I've seen it, you know, and I'm not saying I gave them a platform or credit to give them that thing. I didn't. But, like, it's just, like, to me, it's courtesy. It's, like, at least, like you know my talent. You know I can handle that job. Yeah. Why aren't you hit me up for at least, like, sending a loop in or something, you know? Yeah. So, like, that can happen. I think a lot of people get scared of that on the other side of the coin. But, again, like, there's no shame in, like, when it's on Spotify or a service, like, to have the actual, like, info have... I thought you were about to sneeze. I was going to say bless you. You know, to credit them. Just credit them, you know? Credit the fucking creators.
Yeah, absolutely. It just pisses me off because I see, especially people like you, man, and you have plenty of songs out right now. Again, not naming names, not naming songs. Big-ass songs that have made artists tons of money. And then you go and hit show credits on Spotify, produced by, it's just a little fucking Dash. It doesn't say anybody. Yeah. I'm like, I know who produced that.
What if I just change my name to Dash? What if I just, like, Dash, like, that's it? Like,
that's it. That's genius. All right.
I'm gonna write that down.
Dash
not even Beats, just Dash.
Right.
Just like the symbol. I'm like Prince with the symbol. It's like
exactly. Yeah.
Dash, man. Yeah. Dash. That's my name. Change the interview to Dash now. I'm
if you want,
changing my trademark.
It's minus actually.
Color outside the dash.
How old was Token when you first started working with him? How long ago was that? Do you remember your first session?
He was 16, I think, or 15. First session, it was like 2014. It was at the time, it was funny because that's when I found Joyner at a grind mode cypher. Joyner did like a 15-minute set at a grind mode cypher at the time. That's how I connected with Joyner. Mm-hmm. And I remember going and linking up with John Glass. Shout out John Glass. Yeah, he's a good dude. I went to John Glass's house, and he was working with Token. He did the YouTube, what the fuck is it, Rap God. He did like a viral thing, Rap God remix. Yeah, and he got like 100,000 views on that, and I'm like, dude, this kid's fucking talented, you know? Yeah. So he was starting to make waves. I'm like, I want to get a joint with him so bad, you know? And I went to John Glass's, and I'm making this like wicked complex piano beat, like, oh, you're doing these pockets, and I'm like, like all these weird like piano things that fall. I'm like, and he's like, chill, like, you don't have to do all that. You know, I was like trying so hard to impress the kid. But yeah, it turned into us making Mass Reform. I worked with John Glass on that beat. That was the first song I did with him. And then Token being like, yo, I love like your mix work and like how you do shit. Like, let's just work. So then I did a Racist Shavings. I mixed most of that. And then from there, like I started doing the singles, like the Dirty Flesh, Patty Cake, like that was all me. And then Between Somewhere was literally all me from scratch, pretty much. Besides, like, Kato produced one song and Jay Shirts produced another one. But I added production on everything on that.
Any other songs on Eraser Shavings that you produced besides Mass Reform?
Hashtag Bad Memory.
Yep. Yeah,
that one. I have an Instagram. I'll show you. There's so many things I have to like dig through. I don't want to be on an interview like, oh, let me see this. You can chop it up, whatever, to edit the video. But yeah, there's a video of me like dancing to the beat when I made it in 2015 on my social, and I sent it to him, and I remember like it's funny because we look back on the song, we hate that song now, like hashtag Bad Memory. It's just like, what are you saying? Like, I don't know. It's just like, I remember hearing that. Yeah. I'm like, I remember when he sent that to me, like the demo. I'm like, I just want him to rap on a beat. So I'm like, sure, it's good, but like now we look back on it like, yeah, it's probably not your best song. But like, yeah, that was the first beat I probably like made from scratch for him. And then yeah, after that we just kind of like, evolved.
Tell me about making Between Somewhere with Token. Were you working on other projects during that time, or did you sort of block out your schedule for that album?
I blocked out a lot. That's at the time, right after like Joyner did I'm Not Racist, so Joyner needed to like track and get in and do shit, and that's why the tracking thing was just so insanely dense. But yeah, I mean, besides pulling my fucking hair out and not having any time at all to myself, yeah, he blocked out quite a bit of time for that. I mean, he would camp out at this hotel locally, and I would just like drive back and forth. I probably put like 20K miles on my car, literally just driving back and forth that summer, like every fucking day, man. It was crazy. We locked the fuck in though. That whole album was like cultivated off of like real emotion. Like I felt that album. That album was probably the deepest I've ever like searched in myself to like reflect. Like, dude, oh my God. Some of the shit I do is really not healthy. Like he was going through like a relationship breakup during that album and stuff and all these things. And I literally like I mean, and it sounds like I'm a piece of shit for saying this, but I literally would almost like cause a fight with my now wife. I would like cause a problem. I'd be like, she would like get mad about something. I'd be like, you don't understand, I'm in these sessions, and it would cause like a problem just so I can go and create off of that energy.
Wow.
Yeah, I told her after, I'm like, oh, like, sorry, like, I was just, like, going through it. But, like, I would create issues. Like, I had my homie stop by one day, and, like, he, like, brought a coffee for me, and on some sociopathic shit, like, I didn't even answer the door. And I acted like I wasn't there. And he's like, where are you, dude? Like, I let him down, and it broke my heart that I did that. And I made a beat. Like shit like that, like, feeling guilt. Like, I literally can put, like, you have to almost, like, lab test yourself to feel guilt or shame or anger sometimes. Because if I'm feeling happy and he's doing a dark song, what the fuck? Like, I got to feel guilt, And don't get me wrong, these people get compensated and I reward them with, like, dude, I'm sorry. I was just, like, going through a creative process. But I've gone through weird periods like that where, like, I literally will put myself in the shell or the space of what the artist is going through.
That is just a piece of your creative genius. Like you were saying earlier, where if you think about like flows or cadences or melodies you might want to introduce to an artist, you can put yourself in their shoes. You can actually think from their point of view. It's like the Pokemon Ditto that can morph to the shape of other Pokemons.
Exactly.
And it's sometimes when I'm freestyling, I'll hear a beat, and sometimes if I can't figure out how I want to hit it, I'll think about like who would hit this. Oh, like maybe Roddy Ricch, and then I'll start like doing some squeaky sounding shit. Yeah, exactly.
Shout out Roddy Ricch, a squeaker. Yeah, no, that's fire. No, that's the way you got to do, man. I mean, you got to kind of like emulate stuff. But like again, going all the way back to energy. Energy is the big cultivator of creative boundaries, and I can't I can't feel sad if I'm not sad. I got to feel sad.
And yeah, and I just got to say that emotion you put into that album, it shows. You can feel it so deeply. And before you even said that, I actually had it in my notes. I was going to tell you this before I even asked about Between Somewhere. Like, that is, I've never felt like the way I felt when I listened to that album. Because at the time, Token was my favorite artist at the time, and you were my second favorite artist. And
thank you, man.
So I was just so hungry for that album to drop and so fucking ready, and it was just so fucking real, dude.
I was ready for the album to drop too, trust me. I was so fucking done with it by the time we finished. I'm like, get it out of here. Like, we're done.
I know, that's the irony of the creation process. You fucking hate the shit by the time it's finished because you heard it so many times.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's like my number one favorite group of all time, Radiohead. Like, that's what they do. Every album, they've been notorious for being like, we hate this album now. It's like you kind of like grow to hate it because you like it just chiseled at it so long. It's like it's like Leonardo da Vinci like painting the fucking, what is it called? I'm so bad. Like, I know what he did. What is it called? The thing? No, like he painted the ceiling of No, did he do Mona Lisa? I don't fuck, dude. It just looks so bad. People are gonna look back like Nox is an idiot. Doesn't know what Leonardo da Vinci did. He painted like a fucking ceiling in a church or whatever. It's like him like after doing that. It's like this beautiful work of art, and it's like his arm is just like cranked out. Like, oh, dude, I'm done. Like That's what it feels like making an album. Or like a body of work. Like this project with Token that we're working on is like, dude, we're just like over it. We're ready to work on other shit that is outside the spectrum of that because it's encapsulated energy. So it's like now the energy is kind of shifting away. So that's another tricky thing is like when you work on something over the course of like a couple years, especially like Between Somewhere was done in like 6 months. Right. This album was done in 2 years. So like it's like a whole different energy where we have to go back to old things and revisit it and like give it new timbres and new approaches because it doesn't associate with how we feel now. You know?
Yeah. How many songs do you think you guys brought to fruition, at least to the point where Token recorded vocals over them and you know, at least 60 seconds worth of vocals, let's say. How many songs do you think were brought to that point on Between Somewhere total that maybe didn't make the cut? And then how many on the new album, like approximately, like songs total that you guys just made?
Just threw away?
Well, yeah, just that you threw away or that you are going to include in the final cut.
I'll play some dope shit too. He cut shit all the time that I'm like, why did you cut that? Like, I really love that one. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot, dude. There's probably like 100 songs, like at least, like just in the elephant graveyard of music. Yeah, I mean, there's some cool shit. Like, I play some of the songs for some of my homies off, like, even the Between Somewhere B-sides, and they're like, why didn't you put this out? Like, why? And me and Token even like, yeah, I kind of understand why now, but, you know. Token's really, he knows what he wants, though. He knows exactly what the fuck he wants, and usually when he cuts something, I'll understand in the long term why he did it. I'll understand. Like, when I hear the track list back, I'm like, okay, it makes sense. This album is a little bit different than Between Somewhere. There's a lot of other like third-party producers that came in and started a beat, and he's like, I want you to just like Noxify that. So I'll take like a Ronnie J beat and add things like, for instance, like I'll even this is fucking, we'll do it on camera. I don't give a fuck. So like, this is stuff that isn't. Come on, ball mouse. Dude, these fucking ball mouses, dude. They're clutch in the studio environment, but they suck because, like, I mean, it sounds disgusting. They get, like, dead skin fragments from anyone that uses them, and it, like, covers the sensors. So it's fucking disgusting and really painfully shitty to use them sometimes. So anyways, I will show you guys this real quick. This is... so Chit Chat...
That was a Ronnie beat. Did you Noxify that?
Oh yeah.
Dude, your ability to Noxify is just so fucking dope. Again, well, actually, they haven't heard this. I said this before the interview, but you add dynamics to shit. You take producers that make great loops, make great measures of music, but then you turn it into a song, a composition. And
right. Well, you gotta like, I mean, what's it to have just a linear thing that just loops? Like, I mean, it's a vibe. It can work. It might work on fucking TikTok that, you know, some chick twerking to it or something like that. You know, it's like right now, music is just like so like, oh, on TikTok can be like one bar of them saying something, and that is like the song. It's almost like people know the song from the bar. Like I don't know why, like I'm a married man, but I go on my fucking Instagram and all I see is like these chicks on TikTok that do the small waist, pretty face, and they like spin around and shake their ass. That's like that's all over. Like there's like literally like millions of girls like doing that, and it's like that's the song. That's the song. That's all I know about whatever song that was. Is that's all I know about it. So now the unique identifier of a song is that small waist, pretty face, but I got a big bang shit. That's it. I don't even know the song. I don't know that song. I don't know what it is. So, like, that's what's scary about right now is that, like, while it's, like, it's actually kind of interestingly creative. Like, Kid Cudi was shitting on it, too, with Day and Night, where it's like, take a look at this, and it was just the instrumental version of Day and Night. And he was like, yo, I don't fuck with that. I'm like, you can't be mad at it, bro. It's like, it's using your music, and it's just a different way of them doing it. But with like what I like to do, I like to make things a movie. I like to really expand the territory of a loop. I like to expand how things move in a song in a 4-dimensional aspect, because the 4th dimension is time. So time is a big utilization of like being able to shift stuff. I mean, you go back to like the 90s with the classic R&B songs, a shift key. You know, like that classic, like the last hook, like the old NSYNC Backstreet Boys songs, where they go up like one semitone or like a note up, you know, at the end. You know, just to get the extra emotion out of people. You don't get that with TikTok. You know, like TikTok, that's not, but that's the biggest media platform right now. So it's like one of the things where it's like you gotta. So like sometimes like with some of these songs, like I'll add these little textures in there. Like, dude, oh my god, it gets pretty crazy. There was a song where like I forget. Sorry, I'm like way off camera, like back of my head. Fucking. There was like a song where like someone was talking about like I forget what it was. It was like pain. It was like living through pain, and I took the audio from a guy. There's a test from okay, it's still recording good. There was a test from this guy, the Milford Freeman experiments of like the. Again, I'm not getting it right. I'm completely spaced on right now. But so like this guy basically in like the 60s or 50s or something, he did like an experiment on monkeys to test out like how they would do without a mother, how they would do with like a mother, like a robot mother that like basically would shock them and make them frightened. And I took the sound of those monkeys being like scared and screeching, and I took the frequency just to the top end of that. And everything's like a crackle. Like this conversation right now, if you just filter up the frequency all the way, it's like a crackle, right? I took the texture of those monkeys being in pain, and I used it in the song where the guy's talking about pain. And that was the crackle. No, it wasn't a vinyl crackle. It was monkeys like screeching. So it wasn't even the thing people knew was monkeys screeching. It was like the texture of the monkeys. It's like, so it's like a 4-dimensional aspect of utilizing weird shit like that. All right, so this song, I know it's a very weird thing to bring up, but
no, that's amazing, man. I love that.
Oh, sorry, this is off. Let me, okay, so copyright strike. Doesn't matter. If it's less than 30 seconds, you're fine. So like on this song, so like this is actually at the end of the song.
9 p.m. I need a possible bitch at the crib. Hop up in the sleigh with a big bag of gifts. I don't put my time in the chick shot, I'm rich. Hop up in the sleigh with a big bag of gifts. Take it through the city and get back the kids. Once you get to top and I Big Mac the bitch. I don't put my time in the chick shot, I'm rich. Rich.
So that's actually in the song. So I put like a there's actually even more stuff I put in this beat, like but like so like it's so low though. Like if you go to the actual song and you go and like how low it is like insane. It's like it's so low. It's just a texture. It's like all that effort I put into just that piece of music is so low. Most people nowadays will be like, why do you waste your time doing that? Like that's like, you know, it's like what Trent Reznor Mozart shit and you're like throwing in this shit. So it's like watch. This is the final. And then you go to the end, yeah.
What time is it? Cause what the fuck? 9 p.m. I need a possible bitch at the crib. Hop up in the sleigh with a big bag of gifts. I don't put my time in the chick shot, I'm rich. Hop up in the sleigh with a big bag of gifts. Take it through the city and get back the kids. Once you get to top and I Big Mac the bitch. I don't put my time in the chick shot, I'm rich. Rich.
It's so low. It's like microscopic. Yeah. You can hear the strings like top end a little bit. So what's the point of doing all that? Well, that's what I do. I'll like add little subsonic Easter eggs to everything. Like there's so many fucking songs, dude, that I've done that you've heard that is just like on a microscopic level. It's like, why did you even bother doing that? So that's, I don't even remember the root question of what this thing we're talking about is. But yeah, that's what I like to do. What was the question again?
I don't even know.
I don't know, but like, yeah, I just fucking. I'm so bad at interviews, dude. I'm like, I'll just like, yeah.
This is exactly what I wanted, man. I wanted you to just go on rants about shit like this.
Yeah. There's all kinds of shit like this, man. There's actually there's one more thing too. Since we're just like, oh, it's in Pro Tools. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, it was like during the video. My bad. I'm gonna like cut you off. You're like, let's move on.
Oh no.
No, I'm just fucking with. I'm fucking with you.
You're good.
It was this part right here, though. If you listen closely, I did. So right here, the shoes flying. In Pro Tools, I added like a synth sound. I modified like a woo-choo, and I recorded it and I moved it to every single shoe in the shot. And when it's flying left and right, it's going. You can hear it on headphones. Yeah, so like but it's like these like pew pew pew. It's not like a real shoe sound. And you barely hear it. It's like so slow in the mix, but like watch.
I'm so whole living, but I'm homegrown mentally. I'm so wise that the homies trying to get like me. My bro from Brooklyn, he call us Timothy. A boatload of women like we going on a trip. Don't trip, cause my bros clip so
It's like really low. Like that's the level of where I go. Like it's so microscopic, but it exudes a feeling. It's not about like just it's like your mind doesn't even think about it, but it's something that is different than what the last part was, and that's what I like to do. But I'll do it at a level that it takes effort to do. I won't just like and like record that and like that's the sound. Like we'll actually spend time for like an hour. I will do that, and it will. You know, I went down a rabbit hole.
So you must have seen the video before.
I did.
So that's pretty cool. Does that happen?
Shut up, Ben Prue.
Yeah. Ben Poole's a wizard.
Fucking awesome.
I've seen him at work. I went to like the household name video shoot because it was open to the public.
That's amazing.
It's like hell yeah, I'm going. I was like in the like crowd of people in that.
Were you pushing him?
I wasn't pushing him. No. Sadly, I didn't get to that level.
My friend Tim Brown, he's an infamous guy that like was like in the shot. Like he tried to push him and he didn't get him.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's like the big guy. You probably met him if you were there.
Maybe.
Yeah,
there was
he's a good dude. Shout out Tim and Aaron. Hey, Aaron's brother.
But okay, gotcha.
Yeah, okay.
But that's really cool because I didn't know that sometimes like you're seeing the music video before the song is totally finished.
Yeah. That's the best shit. I love that.
Then you have it.
I did that with Clancy too.
Even more.
I did that with Clancy on Bottom Line. I mean, dude, I gotta show you some of the new Justin Clancy shit, bro. Oh my god, bro. He leveled the fuck up, man. Let's just say that. It's been a growing process to cultivate his next movement. It's also about rebranding an artist too. It's about like figuring out like, all right, like this artist already did this lane. Like Token already did like the dark kind of lane. Like, so it's about like, we're doing dark shit, but it has like a lighter timbre to it. And, you know, he grew his hair out. He's taking himself less serious. It's not like, you know, the straight, like, you know, army fade. So like, check this out. Like this is, so when I had this video, to work with on this one, there's a lot of textures I added after. Obviously I produced this one from scratch. But like, so like, if you go like, so like,
I was afraid of what people would think of me if I you know, took a left turn.
So right here. Like,
Out in the back for me.
it's like right here. Okay, so from like here on out, I added textures. So like you start hearing these like little delay throws and like, you know, like all these weird textures. I'll create these textures from printing the acapella and I'll like run it through like just so many things. So like, watch. The glitch, like with.
They added so much.
Like even
it just fits the mood of the footage.
Exactly. So like that delay coming in right there, that warm delay. I saw like the sunrise or the sun right there. It was like, it just made me feel like, man, it's like waking up and seeing the sun. Like that's what I wanted it to be. Like, see how that comes in right there?
The delay is perfect for that too.
See how like it glitched out? I did that around that. So then at the end here on the video version, damn, that mic was dented in there. I didn't know that. So fucking dented. Let's see a shot. What a shot, dude. I gotta send it to Clancy. So at the end here, there wasn't like a guitar originally, and with the footage, with the piano burning, it's weird. It's like a piano burning. You figure you want to maybe distort a piano. I put distorted guitar, but I felt it was like really overblown. And I remember like Ben Prue being like, "Yeah, no, we don't like that." Like, I'm like, "Dude, just let me do the music thing, please. Let me just add that. Like, that's what we want, you know." Like, and it was like, I think it's a moment now. It's like looking back on it, it's like right here. Oh yeah. So like that's more of just a straight musical element, but like the piano burning with the guitar, it's rebellious. It just fits, you know. So like before it was just like the regular beat, and like, I feel like that wouldn't have been as much of a moment if it didn't have that little guitar in there to like add that texture. So yeah, so like I add a lot of textures to even the songs after the videos kind of done before it's like colored or something like that, and I'll add little things, and it happens on more songs than you probably think.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. So household name. First of all, one of like the grooviest, like just head bobbing bass lines I'd heard in a long time, and I love the way that bass was mixed. Was that a slap bass?
Oh, dude! Oh my God! So I was with Decap.
Yeah.
You know Decap?
Yeah.
He's a homie. He comes out here every once in a while, and we'll cook up. And at the time, he was just like making like a drum loop, and I was like literally in the back of the room with like, I think I had like a nylon string guitar in the back of the room. It was like, doom. It was like out of key too. Doom, doom, doom. Dun, 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 dun. Like I was just like I was kind of drunk, I think, and I was just like, yeah, dude, it's just fucking crazy. Let's put it in, like, and I was like, but let's mic it from like, so if you listen to that guitar, it's like so washed out, and like in the back of the room. It was recorded through like an SM7. I was like where he's sitting, the mic was right there.
That was recorded through an SM7.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah, SM 57. My bad, the 57. And yeah, so like that was done that way, and then I went to Decap's 808, and I changed it to kind of formulate around the guitar a little bit. But the drums were pretty much mainly Decap. I fucking love the way he does drums, man. That's a homie. But yeah, and then we collab, man. It was a great collab. You know, dude, I want to do more collabs with him, man. I hit him up all the time. He's out in San Francisco, but like I'm the type I like to get up with people. Again, I'm an energy person. Like doing the whole Zoom call shit. Not really me. It's just like, come on, man. Let's get up and fucking create energy, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. So
have you heard the Joey Static stuff I did, by the way?
The Joey Static?
Joey Static? We gotta take a ride or something, man. I'm telling you, bro, like...
Definitely.
That's my homie, Joey Static. It's like a guy I worked with last summer. We did like a real, like, again, like a real indie project. Like he just like is kind of coming from the ground up. This is his first release. Doesn't really have like crazy numbers, but like he's got so much talent, and he just let me kind of go off the rails creatively. That's a project. If you want to hear me go off the rails a little bit more creatively, that's one to listen to. The Joey Static one. It's like a fishbowl. It's on my profile. You can peep it or whatever. It's fucking front to back it, please. It's crazy.
I did a lot of digging, but apparently there's still a lot I haven't found of yours.
Oh, dude, there's a lot.
I'm sure it's pretty much infinite at this point. So in household, no worries. In household name, there's also that like.
Me.
I was gonna ask. I thought that was your voice. Yeah. And so then in the male outro, are you the mailman?
Yes,
on
I
Between
am.
Somewhere? I fucking knew it.
I want to show you something so bad. Hold on. I have a skit from that, and it's the funniest shit ever. So I was like, it was one of those days, and I was just like having fun in the studio. I only have, I think, that. Do I have the fucking... God damn it. Hold on, let me see if I have it. It's in Pro Tools, man. So I'm trying to like... It sucks. I'm like, I should have done this. I should have recorded this in Logic, the audio for this, because it would have been a lot easier to do it that way. Hold on one second. Damn, dude. I thought I had it. Anyways, it's a skit of me. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it.
Sure, take your time.
Feel free to chop this video up, too. Like
yeah.
any dead space like this, like chop it the fuck up.
Shout out Sierra Marie Media for being here. That's all one word, SIERRA, Marie Media.
Sierra Marie, I like that name. That's a good ring to it. It's got a good ring.
On Instagram for any of your photography, videography needs in Southern Maine. Also, Blueprint Lens is in the house. He's helping out. Same thing, photography, videography needs. That's all one word, Blueprint Lens. Can find him on Instagram. Also, shout out to my lovely girlfriend Rachel for being here. Very much appreciate your help with everything.
You guys are a fucking dream team, man. You gotta keep making this happen. You can't just like end with me. I gotta set you up with like Webby and shit, and like I'm telling you, you guys are solid. You guys keep it going, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, like if there are other artists that would like want to do an interview.
I feel like Webby would love this shit.
Yeah.
That's my homie. Again, I'm not speaking for him, but I think he would fuck with you guys. You guys have. I love your questions too. Really good questions.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's really fucking good. Let me see if I find this fucking skit, man. God damn.
Oh, that reminds me. It's Wednesday. Oh, can we expect a Webby drop today? Webby dropping some shit today?
No, it's every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
Yeah. Trust me, don't make me work harder than I already am. It's fucking crazy. All right, can I stop the audio and like cut it for a second so I can show you this thing? Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Like we can cut right here and then jump right back.
Oh yeah.
After. Okay. I'm gonna cut right now. So just like. So you guys see the cows.
Hey, they got cows at Hilltop Cafe?
They do. And they make the milk. Well, they used to make the milk there until, like, government came in and said, oh, well, you guys can't use raw milk. But, like, raw milk's actually really good for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Goddamn government. I want to see the cows.
You guys are good energy, man. It was good having me up here.
Likewise, brother. Thank you. So when I saw the Between Somewhere tour, I couldn't help but imagine you on stage DJing for Token. Is that ever something that's interested you?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like because it's always a line that gets crossed, like with like all artists. Like I think like Mixed by Ali does it with Kendrick, and like it's just like a thing. Like the engineer does a DJing kind of thing. I don't know. Like it's cool, but like I kind of don't. That's weird. I like to kind of just be like away from that, you know. It's almost funner just being in the crowd, and like enjoying it as a third person, hearing the way the music goes to the PA speakers, just like being able to like be one with the crowd. It's like something is beautiful about that too. But I do admire that too, like being on stage and having control and like I'm like, there's something beautiful about that. But then I don't know, It's tough. It's tough. It really depends, you know. But yeah, at the current moment, probably not. You know, I don't want to be like the fuck is it software called? I don't know, dude. I'm fucking all over the place. Anyways, yeah, probably not.
Gotcha. When you're mixing, how often do you use speakers other than your studio monitors for reference?
My car is always slapping, dude. I like my car for like. Just like the way it rattles the speakers in there, and like there's something like whenever you're using like a different speaker for reference, it's about utilizing its faults to your advantage and knowing where those faults lie. So like for instance, like even these speakers right here, these speakers are like professional audio monitors. These are the iLouds MTMs. That's what these are called. These are great monitors. You can actually hear a lot on them. And these have like a real. When you push the bass on them, like it gets like real like raspy and like not raspy. I mean it gets like real blown out. I mean, so like it gets like rattly. That's what I meant. So like it's like almost like a real shitbox car. Like the way the bass drives on it. When you push too much, it lets you know. It's like it's like all right, peel back on the bass. So like I love these for like just controlling the bass. So like my car. I like to hear it on there, be able to understand, like, is it too piercy? Is there enough bass? Like, just simple properties. My Barefoots, like, these are very clinical. Like, you hear, like, pretty much everything in a very pleasant way. And you kind of, like, get a really good image of what's going on there. Like, I don't know, I've been playing a couple songs on them. Like, these... The way they sound is really good. Like you can hear everything on them, and when you almost go to other systems, it's like you feel handicapped. You're like, what is going on? Like I don't hear all that top end. These go to like 40 kHz, I think, which is like it's like bat hearing, dude. But yeah, no, it's I think that's pretty much it. It's just knowing what speakers, whenever you do use other speakers, are the faults of them, and being able to like gauge that as a perception reference.
Yeah, when I've mixed, like the producer I work with most closely, when we've mixed beats and stuff in the past, we sometimes will like go from using his monitors to like playing it out of our phone speaker or playing it on like a really shitty pair of headphones or something. Because one thing we notice is with really strong mixes, you know, like top of the line songs, no matter what speaker you play it on, somehow everything still sounds fairly level and it still sounds professional.
Right.
And that's hard to do. How do you carve out room in a mix so the kick and the 808 sit well together?
It's actually it's funny because I was gonna like elaborate when you said it's hard to do. It's not hard to do. It's like especially hip hop. It's actually very easy. So your bass is like a big pillow. It hugs everything. So you can get away with a lot. Like it's not like another genre like a folk rock or like, you know, classical music where like you don't have a lot of bass to like anchor out your mids. So like it's all an anchoring thing. Like I don't know if you heard of like a tilt EQ, like tilts and stuff. I love those because it's just anchoring it. So like if you have too much mid, just anchor it up. Like you have the bass, just hug it a little bit more. It just needs a little bit more love. That's all it is. So when it comes to kick bass relationship, it's funny. Some people like don't want a sidechain. Don't sidechain the fucking thing. God damn, it's a frequency, dude. Fuck it. So like I use Track Spacer specifically. I love that plugin. No endorsement here, even though if you make more plugins, feel free to send me free shit if you see this. So Track Space is amazing because you can carve out. I can't do it because I'm recording on here, but you can carve out. I tossed a logo thing long time ago. I don't know if you care to see the Pro Tools running, but who cares? I don't really give a shit. 4Nox Studio. So you can carve. Like 10, you know, it goes from like 10 hertz to like, you know, with a kick and bass, probably to like 250 hertz. I get like a 10% cut. So I'll do like a 10% side chain. So it's not a full side chain, it's like 10% reduction. So it's just a little bit, but it always kind of hugs it real well and it gets it right. Besides that, I'll use the fundamental frequency of whatever the song's. And so if the song's, E flat, then I'm going to put the high pass at E flat. You know, around there. Usually do it with like a 6 dB Q. You know, so it's a kind of a gradual slope, not like a cut, but
Gotcha.
That's a good way to do it.
Word. When we spoke a couple years ago, you told me you have a knack for looking at the music industry as a whole and predicting which sounds will become popular. Where do you think the industry is headed now? Which genres do you see taking over in the future? I know you had mentioned hyperpop, but...
This is right up my fucking alley, man. I love talking about this shit. I think right now, so we've came from the last generation where things were real acute, things were really like controlled. Again, we're coming out of like the gangster era of like hip hop being like a subdominant genre to now it's been a dominant genre. Things have been real like dark in the past couple years. I love dark. I think dark's always going to be in somewhat. But I think right now I'm starting to see, especially like I was talking to you earlier, female artists are like bosses right now. I think they like make some of the coolest shit, like your Eilishes, your Olivia Rodrigo, like her producer's great. Even Laura came back out and like, you know, there's so many fucking really dope female artists. And I just see aesthetically where it's going. And I think we're heading for more, like seventh chords have been so big in the past decade. Like everything has to be smoothed over with sevenths and, a sharp 9 over a major, like all these like more expressive jazzy things. I think since like To Pimp a Butterfly came out, it's been even more the case. But I think we're starting to go more into like the simple triads and like being purely who you are and just not being afraid to be like, just like unfiltered. It's very unfiltered. A lot more summery this summer. I hear a lot more bright tones coming out. A lot more like honesty. I think a lot more just less trying to hide everything. Less reverb, more pure. We're heading into that. We're heading into more pure, and that's fire. I really like that. It's almost like we're taking 2 steps back with some of the tools we have now, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I've been saying for a couple years, it seems like authenticity is in style, which is great.
It is. Wait till I show you some of the hyperpop acts, man. You're gonna fall in love. I'm so surprised you don't know about hyperpop. I'm such a big advocate, man. I'm gonna keep like sucking hyperpop's dick right now, but like I love hyperpop. It's like so where I want to go, and I think that's what's going to take over as well. I think hyperpop's going to keep getting bigger and bigger. I think you're going to start seeing that. So it's weird. It's like you're going to see a lot of authenticity, but also you're going to see people placate off of that authenticity in an almost too much expression, too much contrast, where you have a take that's really out of key, but that's like the main vocal, and it's like fuck it. Like if it had the right emotion and it constituted what the record needed, it works. Mm-hmm. It's about being pure. It's not editing everything in Melodyne and pocketing every fucking vocal and chopping it up a million times. Like that's not human. Right. Like I think we just all want a little relief. Like there's so much like political pressure right now. There's so much societal pressure and this, that, and the third. And like every day I'm hearing about like a fucking asteroid hitting Earth or an alien coming and fucking another disease coming out. I think people just want to relate this to another fucking human being. And that's all it is. Like that's so. What I think where music's heading a good way to gauge that is understanding like what does society want? What's the answer to what we're going through? And people just want purity and honesty and just like a little bit more chill. Just like, all right, I just want to like escape from reality. It's always an escape, whatever's the escape. So like, before it was like dark shit and like all these things is an escape from, things being real, like four to the floor pop, like Katy Perry era. Like it's like, that whole era was like four to the floor, real bright. And then it was like, and then darkness came in. And then you saw Weekend Hills comes out and it's like, what the fuck? It's so much different because it was an escape. So you always have to kind of swim against the tide of what's been around, but you bring in something that is relatable, something and it's always the youth dictating what's relatable, at least in music right now. It's always been the case for the last few decades. That's it. Simple. It's a simple formula, but it's just like some people, they just get comfortable where they're at. I mean, like I'm 33. A lot of people my age can't listen to hyperpop. Hyperpop's the divisional line between Generation Y person like myself and a Zoomer. Or Generation Alpha, my kids' generation, But it's funny because like some boomers I know actually like how weird hyperpop is. It's like they're like almost like, yeah, it's weird, man. It's like it's so strange how like we almost become that like old grandpa, like, I don't like this music. No, it's all distorted and all fucked up, man. This ain't right. Like, what's right? Nothing's right. It just it's a feeling.
Yeah, I mean that shit is just history repeating itself. People getting used to what they heard when they were young, and then they get old and they're like, this isn't music. It's like, yeah, well, you could trace that all the way back to the beginning of time.
Right,
exactly. Fucking cavemen were like, I used to smash rocks together, and now you're playing the fiddle. Like, fuck that,
What if there was like a modern caveman said that to like a guy playing the fiddle? There probably is like a group of cavemen out there still. Like they're like we're like the last caveman left. Like we're gonna keep this going. There definitely is a couple cavemen, dude.
Yeah, if you guys are out there, well, they're not listening, but shout out those guys.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like the Amish or something. It's like the same thing, like cavemen.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
Hey, Amish. It's kind of a cool lifestyle though. It's like kind of just living off the land, man. Just like doing your thing. Like,
oh, dude.
Like the way they like what is it called when they send their kid out to like do whatever they want and they can either fuck their life up or not.
Oh,
what is it called? Is there a name
know.
for it? I don't know Amish
do you guys
culture
know?
at all.
I don't know.
But whatever. We're going way off.
That's fine.
Modest Yahoo here.
Hey, but Modest. I saw him in concert once. I'm not proud of that. I just went because I'm not proud of that. I just went because my buddy wanted to see him, and he's like, dude, like I'll roll us a couple blunts. It's like, okay, man, I'll go.
Fine.
Modest
It wasn't
Yahoo.
good.
No, I'm sure he's a good dude. He's good at what he does. How about that?
Oh my god.
But
shout out Modest Yahoo. Man.
Yeah. And the Amish for sure. You into psychedelics at all?
Not really. Because I took acid, and dude, what's weird, when I took acid, I felt like normal. It's weird. Like I literally hated music. I remember that. I was like, I don't like music right now, and I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
What the fuck?
I didn't fuck with it.
Normal?
I felt like normal. I felt like I like the way, I don't know. It almost, because I'm so creative normally, that it almost like dehanced me.
Oh, wow.
It made me more like I saw like weird shit. I was
like, I'm gonna apply for a job in insurance.
Yeah. I'm gonna work in a cubicle. No, I'm gonna color inside the line. But like, no, it was not it for me. I just didn't. I thought the psychedelics were cool and all. Like, I want to try DMT. I think that the spirit molecule, man. I think there's something fascinating about that being in us, and we see it before we die and shit. And like, you know, the fact like everything kind of becomes like real like pixelated and shit for a lot of people that take DMT, and I think that proves this fact that we're in the simulation. All those things are fascinating, kind of getting to the edge of the outer sphere of what we're actually in for reality and what constitutes that. But when it comes to music, I'm already pretty creative. Like, I don't really need something to help me along to get inspired. It's almost like I'm so in tune with what creatively I want to do, to the point that like just like painting an event or mood for me is already enough. I don't need to fucking get high. I mean, I used to smoke weed all the time, which is not getting psychedelics, but like weed sends me into like psychosis now. It's weird. I took Delta 8 CBD gummy.
Yeah.
And I literally, like, it was like the other week, and dude, I was down here, bro. Like, I literally felt like, dude, I'm so hyper aware when I'm high. It's scary, dude. It's fucking scary. Like, I will like be driving down the road, and if I see a billboard for a movie that came out like a month ago, it's like coming April, whatever the fuck. If it's an old month, I will freak out and think like the people that put the billboard up, like maybe they went out of business. What happened? Was it COVID? Did it go out? I think about every logistical property of how something could happen and assume. It's all assumptions. So it's like this hyper loop of like assumptions. So it's like I just keep thinking of it. It's like this black hole, and then at the end of the black hole, it's like, am I dying? That's like every time. It's like, this isn't cool, dude. This isn't. I don't want to be like this, you know. So yeah, I don't really fuck with the psychedelics. I don't really fuck with smoking. I do want to try DMT because I think it's more of a spiritual connection at that point. But like, yeah, that's about it though.
You ever try mushrooms?
No. Oh, actually, I have. So I took a pill called Alice like 9 years ago, and Alice was acid, mushrooms, ecstasy, and coke, all in one thing. Yeah, it was like
Coke and pill form, huh?
yeah. It was pretty crazy, man. Yeah, it was wild. But yeah, if that constitutes as even taking mushrooms. But my friend Charlie's all about shout out Charlie, is all about the mushroom life. I have to get into it. I think it depends on like you get shit like grown off the Amazon. It has to be weird shit, like, you know, it's like grown off the side of a tree somewhere in South Africa or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Again, I'm gonna hop into it probably, but like it has to be the right time, right place, and I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But already I'm pretty fucking like creative without it, so I don't really need it, I don't think.
I like that you mentioned living in the simulation. Elon Musk says in his mind there's a 1 in 1 billion chance we aren't living in a simulation. Yeah. So, man, that kind of made me feel like we are.
I think that's just him. He probably knows. I mean, he has so much money. Motherfuckers told him, like, all right, yeah, we're in a simulation, dude. Just like, we're the 1 in 1 billion chance, like some random calculation.
Some Truman Show shit. They like called his phone. They're like, hey, we're the creators of the simulation. Like,
yeah, but who thinks of that calculation? What's the other, like, you know, what is it? 999,999,999 things that can be the thing that could fill that 1 to a billion. Doesn't make any fucking sense. There's not some guy out there fucking, you know, Oxford University calculating that. It's just some guy be like, it's probably a 1 in a billion chance. 1 in a billion chance. Like, now it's like cited in articles. It's like, okay, I guess some guy said that. Like, fuck.
Basically, what he's saying is he's fully convinced we are living.
I think we are too. I think there's something weird about it. I mean, definitely like the pixelated thing when people take DMT. I hear about that a lot, and they see the same creatures and beans and shit. Have you taken DMT?
I haven't. My only reason for not, I don't know if this is a rational fear. A lot of people will disagree with me on this, but it's the drug. As you mentioned, it's the neurotransmitter that's released when you dream and when you die. There's something in the back of my head that's afraid, if it's released when you die, what if that molecule has something to do with passing you on to the afterlife properly? And what if by taking it prematurely, I mess with my like disposal of that drug when I die, you know, and then I don't, and then I get stuck in limbo and I don't go to the afterlife how I'm supposed to or some shit.
It's interesting. It's like a reservoir of it.
But if somebody could like disprove that, I'd probably just do it.
There's a 1 in a billion chance someone will. So who knows?
yeah, that's right.
But yeah, no, I you know, it's a fascinating culture for sure. Like the psychedelics and stuff. Me myself, music's a high, man. Making music is fucking creating something. There's a high off that. I don't need to do other shit, man. Honestly, you know, reality is already so fucking weird.
Dude.
Like, why do you need it? I don't know. It's like you're blowing it more out of proportion. It's already so fucking weird. Like, I don't need to do anything else, you know?
Yeah, I've always been the friend that, like, when my friends are tripping balls, like, I'm a good babysitter because I can be right there with them. If they say, like, some really trippy shit or they're like, wow, like, the clouds look crazy. Like, I'm totally sober. I think the clouds are fucking crazy, too. You know?
Yeah, of course.
They are, yeah. I'm dumbfounded when I look at the sky.
Crazy.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's wild.
Do you have any passions outside of music?
I like drawing. I mean, like, I used to do it all the time, but I just haven't done it in so long. But I love, like, something about, like, just creating art. I actually have done covers for people. Like, I don't know if you saw Aaron Brown's I Ain't Asking for Much. That cover.
I don't think so.
So lately I've been using, like, AI art, where, like, I'll just draw through AI stuff. So, like, I'll have AI construct an image, and then I'll, like, modify it through, like, different stuff or whatever. Brockhampton use it on their album quite a bit. Oh, shit. Let me see if I can find it on... I can show you through here. So, like, this is shit I kind of like to do on the side. No, not that.
Oh, that's dope. I've seen that image.
So, yeah, I did that. So, like, that's the kind of shit I like to do. I like to do, like, you know, art. Something very pure about that, you know?
Yeah, visual art has always been my absolute weakest art form. I cannot draw for the life of me, man. It's sad.
I'm not good. I mean, I can do videos, but I'm not, like, great at it. Like, I don't know the art form of, like, all the different transitions, like color gamma and shit. I don't understand any of that shit, but making a simple picture is, like, so easy. Just be like, here you go. Like, take it or leave it. It's not like try to do anything else. Just, like, it's there. It's, like, it's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Any other creative outlets?
Dude, I don't know. I kind of want to, like... I kind of would like to do, like, acting or, like, comedy or something. I feel like I would like... Because I did... I don't know if you ever saw the Joyner skit that I was in.
Oh, I listened in one of the interviews you did. You talked about it a little bit.
You haven't seen it, though?
Chicken's dry as shit.
Yeah, it's like...
No, I still haven't seen it.
Hold on, I gotta show you. Hold on. Big kind of... Hold on. See if it's on here. I think it's on here. Let me see. Here it is.
So, what do you do? I'm an artist.
Dad, we already talked about this. He's kind of a big deal.
Who the fuck is this guy? He's kind of a big deal. What are you doing? How are you a big deal?
I rap. I'm a rapper.
I rap.
Rap. This guy's a rapper? You're dating a fucking rapper? How fucking cliche can you be?
I'm an artist.
Mom, this chicken fucking dry as shit.
Rapper? They come with a pension?
Oh my gosh.
No, sir. Doesn't come with a pension.
Who the fuck are you? Do you work with Marshall?
Never.
Nice comb over, bro.
Do you work with Justin Bieber?
No, not Justin. No.
Timberlake?
No, never.
Then you're fucking trash. Who is this guy?
You work with Springsteen?
Bruce.
No. Never worked with Dylan? Never worked with Dylan, no. What about Tony Bennett?
Now he's a big deal.
I never worked with Tony Bennett, no.
Get this guy out of here. Why are you even at dinner right now?
What about Bob Saget? If you've never worked with Bob Saget, you're not a big fucking deal.
Dad.
I'm not familiar with Bob Saget.
Bob Saget's a goat.
So you're not such a big fucking deal after all, are you?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a big deal or a small deal. I would put myself in the middle, like I'm kind of a big deal, you know?
So you're a shit deal.
I wouldn't say I'm a shit deal, no.
I think you're pretty clever, don't you? Got away with words, doing all that rappity rap shit. I want you to rap for me.
Right now?
I want you to put that fucking hat back on your fucking head. Get away from my fucking table in this dry fucking chicken. Go down the fucking stairs to the stage and rap the shit out of your music.
Yeah, it goes from there, it goes downstairs in the audience, whatever. But that was a skit that we did. But like, I literally, the whole entire thing started like I came up with a chicken dry as shit line. Like they had a script kind of, and then like I rewrote it by like what I was saying, like for everyone. So then he turned his thing into like the chicken dry as shit. Like I thought that experience was really cool, and like it's funny because like I talked to him recently. He's like, yeah, when I do a movie thing, like I'm definitely gonna throw you in it because I love doing that. Like just kind of like going off the wing, don't have to think about a script. I don't like following scripts and shit, but I love like acting, like getting into a character. Like I'd love to do that.
Acting's fun, man. You crushed that. Honestly, you were very in character. Like I believed you. I was like, wow, like that dude definitely works like some sort of manual labor job. He's very like American hard worker.
Yeah. I was just like, you put yourself in like the frame of someone else. Like it's kind of cool. Something's really cool about that. The art of that.
No doubt. Is there anything you do outside of music that makes you a better producer, engineer?
Just being a good dad, man. At this point in my life, like being a good dad, I think that like grounds me and shit. It's more like wholesome nowadays. I think, and also just being aware. Just be aware of what's going on. I think like listening to what's around you, meeting new people. They're having a perception of like just at least like being open to shit. If you're real closed off and just like a real like just introvert person, you're not gonna, in my opinion, you're just gonna kind of either stay making the same kind of shit or like you're not. It just doesn't, to be a good producer, you gotta, at least you gotta to produce more energy, you gotta intake more energy, dude. I'm getting fucking blown up. You gotta intake more energy to be able to create it. So.
Gotcha. Do you have a favorite quote, whether it's from a movie, a song, a book, something someone said to you, something you say to yourself? Could be anything. And if more than one comes to mind, please share.
Oh, yeah, just one I created a long time ago, and it was, for every inconvenience, there's a convenience and vice versa. Everything. Doesn't matter what it is. There's always some type of convenience somewhere or some type of inconvenience. Yeah. So, like, for instance, like, you can go microwave your food, but it's an inconvenience to your health because it robs the nutrition of the food. It cooks it faster, but it also takes away the vitamin content and all. It zaps it with radiation. It's inconvenient that way. This is, every single thing. Like, for instance, like, oh, my car broke down. I have to walk to the store. That's an inconvenience, but you're getting excess. Right. It's a convenience. There's always everything. So the yin and the yang, obviously, but like I like the convenience because it constitutes how we drive our, how we spend our time in our lives. And I think that's very important to kind of like understand that like there's a level to everything. So when you're having a bad day and you go and do something, I'm sure there's somewhere a reason why that's happening. There's a convenience somewhere, and if you find that, you at least can understand that and not get so fucking pissed or get upset about something,
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a favorite song lyric?
Favorite. This is gonna drive me nuts. My visual, just seeing like the favorite song lyric. Damn, dude. That's like a deep one, man. I gotta search. You know what's funny? Like, I'm not gonna quote it directly correctly, but the Aesop Rock song. You ever listen to Aesop Rock?
Yeah.
Daylight by Aesop Rock.
I know that one.
if I could take apart the day and put the pieces back together my way. I love that shit. Like, I pick apart. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Love that lyric. I mean, like, huge fan of early Aesop, man. Shout out to Aesop. I always wanted to work with Aesop Rock, honestly. I think he's so fucking fire. Like, he has such a crazy voice, but like his vocabulary, his like ideas are just wild. Like, I in that space of hip hop, I really have always respected Aesop Rock.
That's dope. Yeah. He's got some stuff that I'm into for sure. I think I got a few songs of his in my library. Do you have top 3 favorite? Well, first of all, do you eat cereal at all?
I love you, man. I do eat cereal, yeah.
Okay, like what are your top 3 favorite cereals?
Dude, it's the ones that like discontinued, that like in the 90s where there's like way too much sugar and shit, and like the Rice Krispies treat cereal from the 90s. They don't make them anymore, but dude, that cereal, bro, snapping, bro.
That sounds
Snap, crackle, pop. Dude, that shit don't fuck around. Like, I remember getting that cereal. It was a pink box, and I swear to God, if you didn't have any ants, you had them. Like, every time I don't know what happened, but there was ants all in the box. There was so much sugar in that fucking thing. But when I was a kid, it was cracked. Dude, hold on, I'll pull it up.
Oh wow, that sounds incredible.
I'm sure you can like find it online somewhere. Like, hold on, Rice Krispies.
I wonder if we could pull the nutrition facts on that. See if they pull the legendary 20 grams of sugar per serving or
Dude,
more.
it probably is, bro.
Because there's like, I don't know of any cereals that have more than 20 grams of sugar per serving. Right? A Raisin Bran Crunch is pretty close. Are you talking 18 grams?
It's not Rice Krispies. It's like, hold on. It's the treats. Bring it back. Here you go. There we go. Yeah, it's like a pink, purple, whatever.
Damn.
Rice Krispies treats fucking cereal, man. There's a petition. There's literally a petition on change.org to bring it back. So like, that's how good it was, dude. It was insanely good.
I'll throw down a little bit.
Bro.
Of petition.
Bro, it was an amazing cereal. Another cereal I really like. I always liked Cookie Crisp when I was a kid. I fucked with that. I thought it was pretty good. But like Captain Crunch was banging.
Yeah.
Like the peanut butter crunch.
Yep.
Oh my God, bro.
Yep.
Banging.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, yeah, I love cereal. I'm a big cereal guy. Lately I've been into dude, my daughter has some crazy shit called Panda Puffs. It's kind of like that Captain Crunch thing.
Oh shit.
So good.
Is it like in the organic aisle?
Yeah, it's all organic stuff.
I've seen like the panda and shit in the
Fire.
organic aisle. Yeah.
Eat all they have like a berry one that was crazy. I'm like, bro,
wow.
they're killing the game.
Damn.
Shout out Panda Puffs.
Word. I'm gonna check that out.
Shit, man, what else? I feel like there's one more. I'm done with it. Cereal. Damn, dude. Fuck, man, what the hell is it? It's not Cocoa Krispies. Was it? Oh, whatever, dude. I'm going way off. The one that turns this shit into chocolate milk after.
Cocoa. There's Cocoa Puffs. There's
Fruity
Cocoa
Pebbles.
Pebbles.
Cocoa
Cocoa Pebbles are one of my all-time favorites.
Yes, bro. Slapping, bro.
Yeah, because there are many chocolate cereals, but my God, Cocoa Pebbles.
Smacks.
My God.
Smacks.
Yeah.
Well, Smacks was a cereal too. Fuck Smacks.
Sugar
though.
Smacks.
Kind of whack. I don't know. Like
yeah,
that.
I mean, I enjoy Sugar Smacks, but
it was like compared to like Greats though. It's not,
exactly.
it's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can't. Yeah. What's a little known fact people would be surprised to find out about you? I just wanted to keep talking about cereal, man. Fuck.
I know. That kind of got me on a tangent, dude.
Shout out Frosted Cheerios.
Frosted Flakes, I used to love those too.
Yeah, I love Frosted Flakes.
Yeah. What?
I recently tried the Eggo waffle cereal.
Is that good?
Gas, dude.
Bro, I gotta try. I feel like there's like new goats out there. I'm not in the cereal game the way I was when I was a kid, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of updates and renovations happening in that space.
It's like video games nowadays. Like I don't play video games, but like there's like goat level video games out there that I don't even know about. You know?
It's getting pretty fucking good.
All right, so one thing people don't know about me, clearly they probably don't know I love cereal that much. I don't even know. I feel like if like people do get to know me, probably don't know how old I am. They probably think, I mean, I'm not old, but like they probably think I'm like some, tokens age or like 22, 21. But nah, I'm like 33, motherfucker. I'm in my 30s, bitch. And I love it. But I think people might be surprised when they start seeing my name more like, oh yeah, I'm 33, motherfucker. So
Still young.
Illuminati, you know.
Achieved, though. I mean,
33.
look at, like,
33
Mike Dean.
agreements.
He's out here crushing.
Oh, Mike D's a fucking legend, man. I mean, like that guy is absolutely a legend. The fact that guy's like, I don't even know how old he is. I'm not gonna misquote him, but like I know he's in his 50s, and he just goes hard, man. Goes fucking hard. He just does what he does, and he's like so like just whatever about it. You want to talk about some of the colors outside the lines? It's him. Yeah, and he's a color outside the lines guy.
Absolutely, his solo work is very outside of the box.
Yeah, I heard his recent project, man. It's definitely interesting, man. Yeah. It's funny because one of the guys that's on it, he played on a couple of songs, is actually, we're working with him on Token's album. Oh. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Small world.
Yeah, man.
You into cryptocurrency at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm into it, but I'm also not. Like, it's weird because everyone's like, oh, it's, the future and everything. But I'm like, it's also built on an NSA platform. At least to my knowledge of what that is. That's not good.
What's an NSA platform?
It basically means that like everyone's like it's decentralized, but it's built on a platform. So it's like it's something that's decentralized. Everyone has their own thing, but it's like on a raft of like central, something that's central. So it's like people don't see the raft. So that kind of freaks me out a little bit, but I do respect it. I respect the idea of it. I don't know who the fuck Satoshi is. That freaks me the fuck out. I think that's a little freaky. People don't question these things. Like, it's like this guy, mysterious guy. No one knows who he is. Has 1 million Bitcoin and whatever. It's like, dude, that's kind of scary. Like, Doge, it's funny. I could have hopped in Doge in January. Shout out Justin Clancy. He was like, hop into a cent. And I was like, nah, dude, I'm going to hop into AMC. I bought into AMC, which has gone up since, which I cashed out on pretty well. Nice. But, dude, Doge, though, if I put into what I put into AMC, I would have had like 500,000 in Doge, easy. Damn. And I'm like, fuck. But like, it is what it is. Crypto, it's a good pump and dump operation right now. There's really no companies. Like, you can't go to Walgreens to get like a Walgreens token to use there. Like, it's like, it hasn't really became mass adopted still to the point where you can just go and get coffee with it. Mm-hmm. Most places. I mean, there's some places you'll hear a story here and there. And it's getting adopted in some countries as a main currency, but like it does worry me that it's all digital, and anything digital can be shut off with the power. It can be shut off with you not, just like you not having a fucking key for your treasure, or like it's gone, versus like bank, don't get me wrong, they hold your money and it's they give it to other people and shit, but they still have to give you your fucking money when you go into the bank. Right. So it's like, I mean, it does, I guess, pour the responsibility onto the consumer at that point to take care of the fucking money, but like still it's like, what does it all mean though? Like, what is like, make like a poop coin, or like I saw one that was like cum boob coin or something. Like, I swear to God, like I just saw it the other day, and it's like, yo, cum boob went like times 100. It's like, bro, what is this now? Like, what is this turning into? It's kind of a fucking joke. It really is a joke. So
it's gambling in a sense,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cum boob.
It's something like that. It was some real bad name, and I'm like, dude, this is terrible. Like, why is this thing?
Oh, it's so dumb.
But hey, pump and dump, man. Like,
yeah.
You buy some cum boob, and it goes 100 times, and you cash the fuck out.
Exactly.
But like the dollar's crashing, man. The dollar's fucking whoop going.
Yeah.
Because these fucking bankers, man, they're just trying to crash it out. They make a pump and dump scheme out of it, man. They make money off of the dollar crashing because they can just reinvent the wheel, another dollar, and it's a privately owned business. And exactly, the whole system's fucked. I mean, like crypto can solve it, but I feel like you got your Janet Yellens and shout out all these like Fed people that are just going to step in and be like, oh yeah. Like for instance, like my guy in New York, he can't like buy crypto now. He has to like VPN out of state. Like, why? He has to use like Coinbase, which is like they report everything. Yeah, it's like, they're all gonna hop in, bro. They're gonna hop in. They're gonna take their fucking money and gonna dip out. That's what
biggest. Yeah, that's my biggest fear with crypto is investing in crypto. Is just as the government intervenes and gets their filthy fucking paws and everything, it's gonna be ruined. The appeal's gonna be gone. It's just gonna turn
the whole
into
like Satoshi white paper of like decentralized and freedom and
it's gonna be no more.
Yeah.
What's your proudest accomplishment of your career so far? Why?
I think staying out here. 100%. Like just not going to LA. Before, I mean, again, I'll say it again. I'm not trying to like, flex here, but like I don't know any other hip hop producers that were going like fucking, you know, I mean, I think I've gone like 12 times platinum, the Joyner stuff and everything, like with all the work I've been on, at least, and something like that. I forget the number exactly, but it's, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, building it out here, building a foundation out here, because it's way harder. Way harder. I mean, I could have gone to LA and wrote on big songs and probably and do whatever, dude. Like, I'd rather keep it out here, keep the infrastructure fresh, and build it from the ground up. You know, it's just about the only other thing I guess on the flip side of that is just like people got to fall in line with it, because a lot of people are crab in the bucket mentality. They'll ride whatever coattails they want and they go out to LA and they go out to New York and like do your thing. That's cool. Like, you make your hustle. That's smart, I guess, to do that. But like, I'm keeping it out here. And we're still elevating, and we're still rising.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Playing the long game.
Yeah, and New England hip hop is absolutely crushing it. Not to limit it to hip hop, but you know, just like Joyner Lucas, like huge coming out of Boston. Token has made incredible waves.
Even Webby, man. Webby's like really like his numbers have shot the fuck up in the past couple years since I've worked with him. I worked with him in 2017. He was at like 300,000 monthlies, or maybe a little less. He's at like 1.5 million now. So it's like his numbers are always going up, and the energy's always going up, and people are noticing more and more what's going on out here. And I think, again, it's not just going to be hip hop. It's going to be all kinds of music, but we got to be open to it. We're going to encourage others to keep it out here, keep it a New England thing as well. Because, like, if you just take everything and export it to fucking another area of the country, it's just, you're not bringing any value back home. You're just, like, bringing it all to yourself, and it's selfish mentality. You know?
Yeah, and you and I have the same mentality in that regard. We both love it here, dude. I have so many people here that I love so much, and even though I grew up in Portland, like, I really don't want to leave, man. And I absolutely believe that there could be some massive hip hop artists that come out of New Hampshire or Maine or both. Like, why the fuck not? You know, in 2021, like, why the fuck not? But like you said in another interview, appearance doesn't matter anymore. Like, what you come from and that shit, it really doesn't matter anymore. You know, I do get in my head, I get insecure about those things sometimes, like, oh, white rapper from Maine, like, you know. But at
there's a big stigma on white rappers. Like, it's like a thing where, like, I've even seen on Token's videos where it's like, I've seen comments like, I don't like him, he's white. I'm like, dude, like, this is racist. This is fucking, I'm sorry. Like, I know, like, there's a lot of racist shit going the other way, too, but I'm not, like, come on, man. We gotta get over both sides of that and move on. And not, like, just because someone's a certain color, whether they're black, white, whatever, like, don't fucking pass judgment on someone on their art just because of a fucking color of the skin. That's, like, division number one. That's, like, the onion they make it, you know, big government, big, you know, media, and it's like they divide everyone. It's like, fuck that. And I feel like it's spilled into hip hop a lot, where, like, I even deal with Token, where someone will comment that sometimes. I'm like, bro, like, we pay our respects, like, we show love to the culture. We're not, like, no one's fucking racist at all in here. Like, you get the fuck away from me with this, like, oh, he's white, get him out of here. Like, nah, fuck that. Everyone should be able to have an equal opportunity to be able to be good at doing something creative. And I don't think there should be any type of limit to that at all.
Absolutely.
At all.
Absolutely. Do you think song lyrics have a significant effect on your thought processes, consciously or subconsciously? For instance, if you were to listen to trap music with violent lyrics every day for years, could it turn you into a more violent person?
I guess, I don't know, when I was, like, going back to the 5th grade story, when I fucking said I was going to shoot my friend, I was listening to, like, a lot of, like, Eminem. At the time, like, that's, like, Eminem's, some shady LP came out. He was talking about, like, shooting people and shoot myself in the head, all that. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, you get influenced off of what you listen to, for sure. I'm not denying that at all, you know? For sure. Absolutely. That's...
Yeah, and makes me question my consumption choices, because I love listening to dark shit a lot of the time, you know, like when I'm pissed off, I need that angry shit.
Dark shit is just so much, like, it's hard to describe. It's like, I mean, we always want to solve a problem inherently as human beings. Like, we always want to solve a problem. Like, that's why a lot of girls like guys with fucked up, like, weird stories and back, you know, the bad boys, you know, they want to try to solve the bad boys, and all the good guys like, why the fuck is this hot chick wanted to fuck with this, like, guy that's an asshole? Because we all want to solve problems, you know. Girls want to solve bad guys. Guys want to solve, you know, like a bad situation with rock and metal or trap or whatever, and just expressing it through anger. Anger solves it. It dilutes it. It equalizes it. It becomes like, okay, it's a bad situation. You make a song about the bad thing, and it cancels it out. So I think a lot of people follow that versus like make it something good and it's like colliding with it. And I think like we're always trying to solve a solution, whether it's in the love life, like I was saying before, or through music or whatever. And I think that comes inherently back to that. And that's why I always love darker music myself, because it's like, it's trying to it's in the middle of solving something. It's not like, oh, it's a complete fail and I'm at peace and I'm happy. That's a vibe too, for sure. But like, at least in my life, I have more problems to solve than I have happiness to just be like, yay, everything's great. You know, like this, especially with the climate of today, man. You know, and I think that's why, like I said, I think that's why some people like think the happy thing coming in with like, you know, this like kind of happier music wave that's coming in. I think that's kind of like an escape for some people. For me, it's not. I like to escape through the problem. I like to just think about it and I ponder it more. I think the people that don't ponder the problems and ponder their anger and ponder the reasons why they're upset, listen to the, oh, let's get high and like just feel happier, or let's fucking listen to something that is happy. That's the solution on paper, you know? To me, it feels fake. I can't listen to like a happy thing. I'm happy. Like, no, it's like I gotta think about it. So I use that song to just fucking, what is going on with this? Like, you know, like, you gotta think about it.
That's more the approach I try to take in my life as much as I can tolerate. It's like the first noble truth of Buddhism, which is suffering. You know, I myself am not Buddhist, but I do try to meditate on a pretty regular basis. That's and I think a lot of those teachings are valuable, but you got to accept suffering, you know?
Yes,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'm not one to enjoy very happy sounding music. Like I have to have contrast of emotion in it, and maybe that's part of it. But yeah, it's just when a song is all happy sounding, I can't do it for some reason.
Dude, me neither, man. It's just not the wave. I mean, like it is the wave sometimes, but most of the time for me, it's just not. That's why I love Radiohead, because Radiohead's always like just some type of like depression, like again, like not even depression, just like something. Contemplation. That's it. I'm always contemplating something, whether to be happy or sad. So it's like that middle ground of like questioning it. I think too much to just be a finite side.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the type of music where it's like, yo, my life is so fucked up. Like these emo trap songs where it's like, you're like, oh my God, bro. Like it was kind of a vibe when like Juice WRLD came in and shit. Like that was it. But now everyone's just trying to fucking do it. And it's like, dude, like it's done, bro. It's been done for years now. Like let's get away from the emo rap. Please stop the fucking emo rap. Like, fuck, man. How long is this going to go on?
Stop that shit.
Come on, bro. It's ridiculous.
The original, somehow, that would be different. But
yeah, it was original at the time.
Yeah.
It's just that the stock is, you know? Yeah. It's like, let me hop into Amazon now and make mad money. Like, it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's only going to go down if it does, and if it doesn't, it'll stay there and you're good. Like, I guess. Like, you'll be equal to where you were. You know, that's what I look at it like.
Right. All right. Let's get into some fun shit. Favorite TV show of all time?
Breaking Bad. I would say, yeah, Breaking Bad. That's like the one I think first time I ever seen a show and I'm like, damn, dude, this is like better than a movie. Like this is like the acting on that was better than most shit that I was watching at the time, and I still use that as a catalyst to understand like in a good show like what acting should be. You know, like, at least in a drama. I think like Breaking Bad's definitely like that's my Citizen Kane.
Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie, man. God damn, dude. It goes in spurts, man. There's really no like favorite. It's like every year it changes a little bit. I think as of recently, my favorite movie is The Father. Oh. That was fucking great.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, amazing, man, amazing. Yeah, about dementia and about like this. Who the fuck? What's his name? He played in I can't think of his. I'm so bad at like main names. Like he played Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
Who was that?
Fucking Hannibal Lecter.
Well, the guy, the actor. His name is what's his name?
Know.
I gotta look it up now. It's Rice Krispies Treat Cereal. That's his name. Yeah, so Rice Krispies Treat Cereal played in The Father, and it was fucking really good.
It was actually Snap. Snap was the one who played.
Snap, dude. Dash. What about Dash, bro? What happened to Dash?
Oh, fuck
I know,
Dash.
dude.
Assistant director, I think.
Assistant director dash. No, it was what the hell is this? Silence of the Lambs. It doesn't even give me the fucking thing. Right there, Silence of the Lambs. Okay, that's good enough. Dude, I can't even find who this is right away. He's like a really big actor. I can't find this.
Wow, that's a high Rotten Tomato rating. I mean, it's a great movie. I don't know if I've ever seen 2 ratings of 95 or higher on Rotten Tomato. That's impressive.
What? Why can't I find the fucking actor? Hold on. It is right there. Anthony Hopkins. God damn it, dude. That took way too long to find his fucking name. So yeah, Anthony Hopkins played the father in amazing movie. Amazing. I cried like a bitch at the end of that shit. I cry bad. Like when it comes to movies, dude, I'm a bitch. I cry so much, dude. Like even like subtle shit. Like I'll just start well in tears, and my girl's like, "What's wrong with you?" Like I can't help it, dude. Movies like that are good. They sell me hard.
Yeah, that means it's a good movie. Top 3 favorite rappers?
Again, it shifts, man. It shifts. I would say like, damn, dude. I mean, if you ask like 16-year-old me, like Eminem, like that was it. But like now, I would even put him in my top 3. You know, no offense to Em. It almost sounds like I was taking a shot at him. No. Love Eminem. It just changes over time. Right now, it's weird. Like I like Aaron Cartier. It's not even because it's like skill level. It's because of like who he is. I mean, I think Token is incredible. I think Joyner is fucking incredible too, honestly. As far as like, I'm always looking out for new people. So I'm just like, I don't even know. I'd say Aaron Cartier is someone that really is like interesting to me. I guess like as far as like, damn, dude. Yeah, I mean, I got to think on that longer, but I think Aaron Cartier is, he's one of my favorites right now.
Okay. And then based solely on the technical skill of rapping, so not who you prefer, but just technical skill, who is the greatest rapper of all time?
Oh, technical skill. I mean, Eminem is definitely up there for sure. Like,
that's my answer.
For sure. Technical skill-wise, like, the thing is, like, everyone's like, he's offbeat, he's doing polyrhythms. Like, people don't understand that. Technical skill. I mean, I love Kendrick too for that. Technical skill. I'm trying to think.
Absol. I got to put.
Yeah,
in the
he's
conversation.
up there. He's definitely dope. Technical fucking skill. I mean, Andre 3000, bro. Like technical skill. Like, his pockets and shit, insane. Yeah. I got to think on it more, but like I would say, like you know, another one is like Sean Paul. People don't realize like his technical skill of his flow. Oh, shit. Like at the time, his flows and shit were really good. Damn. Like people don't realize how technically proficient Sean Paul.
Never even thought about that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'll have to go back and listen.
Go listen to some Sean Paul like when he goes off, bro. His flow, especially like during his era when he first like came up, crazy.
Anything else you want to say? Any shout outs you would like to give?
You guys are fucking awesome. That's about it. I mean, like, I don't really have a lot of shout-outs except for the people I love in my life. Shout-out just, like, creatives out there just doing whatever the fuck they want. That's like, it. That's it. I mean, it sounds so, like, generically plain, but, like, that's what we're talking about is just being a creative and, like, my creative space, and, like, that's really what it comes down to. I encourage people to just do whatever the fuck you want and don't ever let a motherfucker tell you what to do or how you should do it or, like, fuck that. Shout out all those people. Shout you guys out. You guys got great energy. Like I haven't had pure souls like you in the studio in so long. Wow. Not saying Token doesn't have a pure soul or anything, but like just like the energy of like someone like an outsider coming in, just like the energy, it feels good. It feels good today. So shout you guys out for sure. I think you did a shout out earlier. Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You got the names. Yeah. The hashtags and the fucking ats and whatever. Yeah, man. Good energy. That's about it, though, I think.
Thank you so fucking much for making time for us, dude. 100%. This has been an absolute dream, blessing.
Dude, it feels so good, man, to, like, fulfill that for someone because I've worked so hard just behind the scenes, kind of like just being a real secretive kind of guy. And to have people out there that, like, fuck with my shit to that level, that means the world. Like, I value you guys so much for for like shooting pens at me and shit. Fucking goddamn. But nah, for real though, like I really appreciate the love and I promise, if we ever do this again, I'll have a better mic set up because this is fucking not doing it.
I just feel bad you're rocking the chopstick. But yeah, man, I'm just glad we had the chance to do this because I hope some people see this shit, and I really believe that you do not get nearly the credit you deserve. And
You'll see, it'll change. It'll change. It's a long game,
Yeah.
Again, we're in the middle right now.
Mm-hmm.
This is the middle.
Yeah.
It's going to get crazier. Trust me. I know what's coming up. It's going to be wild, man. So.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact as soon as you want to, get your name out there, it can and would be everywhere, So
it will. Trust me. Mark my words, bro. You're gonna look back on this interview in a few years. You'll be like, damn, they were ahead of the curve with this guy or whatever. Even though this is the middle, definitely it's gonna be a lot crazier, man. Trust me.
Hell yeah. Well, folks, Nox Beatz made it on Instagram. That's NOXBEATZ made it on Instagram. NoxBeatz.com. It's getting revamped right now, but it's going to be up and running shortly.
Yeah, I'm just trying. I'm like fighting myself on like whether I want to take the approach of like an e-commerce approach or I just want it to be like a biography and like they know my work. So it's like that's why it's under construction because before I had a real outdated picture of me and I was just like, I just want to kind of revamp everything in a very like I just want to think about it a little bit. So I think, guys, like the next coming months with like Tokens release and all these other releases coming up, I think I'm going to be able to gauge where things are going to be going to understand what I want to do. And I'm glad to have you guys in the process of that because it's only going to be cool to develop it from here and like, see where it goes from this conversation.
Yeah. What a special point in time we were able to get this at.
Absolutely.
All right. I think that's a pretty good way to end it. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Peace.